Hey everyone, welcome to Gloom Falls on Baldur's Gate, episode 2 out of 12. So we are currently 1/12 of the way there, and after tonight, we will be 1/6 of the way there, because that's how fractures work. Yeah. Anyway, hello everyone, we're playing some Dungeons & Dragons, or D&D as it's colloquially called. We're rolling dice, 20-sided ones traditionally. This is one of them. And when we roll them, we add numbers to them based on our characters, which the players all have character sheets, and their characters can do special, magical, fantastical, wonderful things, and terrible, awful, scary, nightmarish things, because, you know, it's a game. So they have character sheets. You can see them on the left-hand side of the screen, just down the side of the screen there, with just you can see all the things they can do, and they will be doing them as we tell a story together. They roll the dice, I narrate what happens, they narrate what they do, and so we tell our tale. And yes, that is how D&D works. So, what would everyone like to start with? I think we should probably start with saying who we are, as we're about to tell this wonderful adventure together. So, if everyone would be so kind as to give their name, their pronouns if they wish, their character's name, their character's pronouns, and maybe a sentence or two about how they're doing at the moment, starting with Emma.
Oh, shit. Should have thought about this. I'm Emma. I use the pronouns Emma or M. My character is Trix. He uses the pronouns Trix or T. Trix is... Chris is distractingly eating chocolate. Trix is a warlock barbarian who is here in Baldur's Gate hunting vampires and is at this party. Currently looks like Silver, another one of the characters. Ate a lot of canapes, probably still holding on to a couple, maybe a glass of wine, and had just arrived at the secret door at the same time as Ashra in a very convenient moment of DM.
No, that was, you all genuinely did the right things. And when you all do the right things, I'm not going to be like, no, the rules demand. I'm going to go, you all did the right things. You find the door, well done.
It was good. It was like a secret door.
Thank you very much, Emma. Evie.
Hi, I am Evie. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Silver Melodata, or Raven, as she is known to no one. Silver is a Dampier phantom rogue who is a little sister. She's at this big old party trying to get her sibling kind of assassinated, because they're kind of terrifying. And she is currently with Aldrin upstairs, uncovering mysteries.
Indeed you are. Mysteries, including the most obviously written plot hook note I've ever put in a game. But the character wrote is an idiot, so I'm fine with that. Good. Lovely. We'll come back to that very shortly. Thank you, Evie. David.
Hello, I am David. I go by he, him, and I am playing Aldrin the Unmasked, a trickster cleric of Timora. As Evie said, we've just found a very, very subtle clue, which totally wasn't just the word gloom written in crayon and underlined several times. So there's shenanigans afoot, looking for bad people to punch and so forth.
Indeed we are. We're looking for bad people to punch, and that will definitely be what happens in this episode. Look out for that. Punching. Thank you, David. Speaking of punching, Rebecca.
Hi, I am Rebecca. I use she, her pronouns. I am playing Persephone Ironmont, who also uses she, her pronouns. She punches things because she is a human shadow monk and she's great. She has fought a bunch of monsters and is here to fight a bunch of vampires and assassins, and yet has discovered that the most terrifying thing in the world is a fancy party where she has to make small talk.
I mean, I couldn't put in more monsters. I had to put in things that would genuinely scare our characters. It turns out fancy parties was one of them. So, very good. Thank you very much, Rebecca. And George.
Hello, I am George. I use he and him pronouns. I'm playing Ash Rebecca, or Ash to currently one character here, who is a human wizard, an abjuration wizard, who, is having had a good time at the fancy party, and now things are going a bit sideways. And we'll see if my dice rolls are good tonight.
You know, every time you say it, you are just digging the curse hole deeper. That's
every time I say it, the universe puts a penny in the jar of
You
doom.
weren't that cursed last week, as far as I remember.
I'm banking on strictly mediocre rolls for today. That would be just great.
You were distinctly average, and in the end, isn't that what we want? Distinctly average.
13s. Just ride this 13s.
All the way down.
13 isn't average. 10 is average on a... It's not
But
that.
you
10
roll
and
a 10 and then you add to get a 13.
Oh, I see. That is a very smart way of thinking about it. Anyway, we are rambling. We need to get started. But before we do, I'm going to tell you about all the lovely people you can see arrayed around us, which is all of our lovely sponsors and supporters. Let's start at the top. We are delighted to be sponsored by Hero Forge. You can see all the character minis next to people and probably doing a little spinny rotatey thing right now. That's because we have Hero Forge 3D digital models. Now, those 3D digital models look fantastic on our screen. And I can put them on virtual tabletops, and it looks fantastic too. But what I can also do is have them in real life. I wish I had one of the ones on screen to then do that thing of like, and now I've got it, but I don't. I have a different one. This is a centaur barbarian that I played in a campaign that Emma ran not too long ago, and she's amazing. But yes, you can basically make a 3D model online, get it printed and sent to you, and you receive that 3D model in the post. It is a perfectly customizable tabletop mini. Not only that, it's printed in color. All of those people who can't paint can have color minis, which is amazing because I cannot. I literally cannot. You can see us all making our minis in our Meet the Characters content, which is on our YouTube channel. There'll be a link in chat right now, if our mods are doing their job. And you can also see all of the minis on screen today, and we'll use them during combat so you can see whose turn it is and that sort of thing. But yes, check them out at heroforge.com. We're also sponsored by UltraPro. UltraPro provide stuff for your tabletop if you like D&D. That's a very vague descriptor, and I'm aware that it's a very vague descriptor, and it is intentional to keep changing their product line in the best possible way, adding in more things. They do things like card sleeves and card wallets if you play Magic, that sort of thing. They do dice boxes, dice trays, that sort of thing. They've also started doing these adorable little figurines. I showed you the Flump last week, and now I'm showing you the Flump again! I love this one. It's very good. It's even slightly it is slightly see-through. Very nicely designed. But yes, you can get little friends like this for your tabletop, or you can get dice, or you can get those card wallets, or whatever you want by heading to ultrapro.com. And if you join us in Twitch chat today, you are in a random draw with a chance to win a gift card that lets you pick out anything you want from UltraPro within a price range. I think it's $25, £25, I'm not sure. But mods will be all over that. Do check out everything there and head to ultrapro.com. We're also sponsored by the wonderful Elderwood Academy. Now, you probably saw last week that you could join us in the Twitch chat, and in doing so, make some beautiful pieces for the players you see around yourselves. In last week's chat, the players made something truly excellent for George, and I can't wait to see when it arrives. But this week, it's all about Emma. So...
What?
Yes, this week it's all about
I
you.
wasn't expecting that.
Oh, no, I kept it secret until this very moment.
That's really exciting.
Yeah.
I already look, I have a mini box.
You have a mini box, which is their hex chest, which are very, very nice. And if you join us in chat now, you will see some options of making something similar for Emma, and you can make that for Trix, the character,
What are
or
they
Emma,
making?
the person.
What are they making, Chris?
I don't know.
I want to know.
I don't know exactly what they're making. I can tell you. Some of this is pre-recorded, but yeah, you'll be able to help Emma make something excellent.
Something really exciting and pink.
Oh, pink. Pink is the choice. Okay,
Pink.
right. Well, then.
I have. Oh wait, no. I have this. I have this hex chest. It's this like beautiful pink wood, and this is my. They're making it for me, right?
Yeah.
Like, and Trix is also pink, so you know.
We're going to get to the game at some point, I promise. But yes, good. But yes, that's Elderwood. And head to elderwoodacademy.com and buy your own. I believe if you take part in making stuff for us with us today in the chat, there's also a discount code you can find. So join us there, buy some lovely stuff. Oh, I've got one here, actually. I just forgot. I've got one of the boxes as well here. It's just the ones that look like a book. So yeah, they're very, very splendid stuff. Head to elderwoodacademy.com and check them out. We also have some lovely supporters, D&D Beyond, who do our digital character sheets, and you can see the character sheets on the left-hand side of the screen as described. Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms and Warriors of Waterdeep, which are two tabletop games for your mobile device or computer. If you like D&D so much, why not play it on your phone or on your computer or both or everywhere? Never stop, never stop. Yes, they are currently at the bottom of the screen. You can see two codes. You can pop into chat to find out more about them and download the games onto your devices. There's also codes. The Idle Champions code you have to put into the game proper. There is a code screen where you can enter it and you get an Electrum chest, which has very specific items you can get for the game. They've currently got a huge number of things going on due to some streams they're running themselves, so do check all of that out. And Warriors of Waterdeep, which is for your mobile phone. If you're on your phone and you are watching Twitch on your phone, you can click on a link which comes up if you put the WoW Gems code into chat, and that link gives you a certain number of gems. Now, I sometimes get 80 and sometimes get 50. I'm not sure the way it works, but there are gems, and gems are good, gems that you do things in the game, so do grab those for yourselves. And finally, we're also supported by Level Up Dice, who make dice. Pretty obvious that one, really. But yes, they make massive dice. These are the Table Shaker range they made for us, these massive D10s. There's also D20s in that range, and there's a link to those in chat right now. The reason they're called Table Shakers, they're massive, made of metal, and crack all over your table, so dice tray.
The dice don't crack, the table cracks.
That's a good point.
The dice are really sturdy, they're not going to break.
Well, I mean, they're made of solid metal. It'd be strange if you dropped a dice and it cracked, wouldn't it? Very odd. Anyway, we are on social medias. Roll Together RPG. Find us everywhere and join us. You'll probably get a chance to see a bit about what we're doing and some behind-the-scenes stuff. If you want proper behind-the-scenes accents, join our D20 club or Dice Heads, as they started calling themselves, which is quite cute, actually. But yes, join them there. That's our Patreon. There'll be a link in chat as well for that. Do join us there, and you can join us in Patreon for just £1, or is it $1? I don't know.
Depends where you live.
Small amounts of money. For very small amounts of money, you can support us and get access to everything because we don't have any tiered stages of things. The more people who join in the more tiered stages there will be in the future. So if you want to be part of that, do jump on there. You may be listening to this show on a podcast. If so, I'm so sorry. We'll get to there before you get to work. If not, then you know. But yes, and your favorite podcasting app should have us on it. Just search Roll Together RPG. We're basically everywhere because that's how podcasts work these days. But yes, do check us out there if you like to listen to people we will arguments. Cool. Finally, we play with a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters of wide-ranging sexual and gender identities. Our tables are trans-positive, and we encourage and champion trans players, characters, and DMs. Hello. In our games. The DM and players may portray characters that are of different gender to their own. We aim to avoid misgendering, but appreciate it does sometimes happen. I have a company policy in place for correction, should the need arise. If you think we missed anything, please let us know. Pop it in chat, send us a tweet, send us an email. We're very open to being corrected. Cool. Well, you know what time it is?
Dice time.
Dice time.
Shooting vampires.
And welcome back. So, D&D time. We find ourselves in the Bormul house in Baldur's Gate, an ancient manor house of one of the patriarch families, that's the nobles, of the city of Baldur's Gate. This house is old, decrepit, tall, lots and lots of rooms upstairs, but we're not going upstairs, oh no, we've discovered that downstairs in the basement is where it's happening. As in vampires? Maybe. Other stuff? Maybe. We don't know yet, but there's been a certain amount of exploration around this swanky party happening in the upstairs rooms that has revealed that there are 3 power groups in Baldur's Gate who people wouldn't have thought were linked, but a rather foppish nobleman made a note for himself that the Church of Mask, who Aldrin is trying to uncover and take apart. The Maladata vampire family, which Silver is part of and Trix is here to kill. And the Pitch, a group of strange shadow monks. Assassins? Maybe? These 3 all appear to be working together, if you believe the childish drawing and scratch that this foolish nobleman wrote on a piece of paper. Aldrin and Silver have discovered this upstairs to look taking in their surroundings with an incredible stealth check of, I believe it was in the 40s, so no one knows they're there, and not even guard. No one knows they're there. But at the same time, Trix, currently disguised as Silver for reasons, and Ashra are making...
Hey, they were good reasons.
I'm sure they were, I just can't remember. Are making their way around the other side of the party, looking for secret doors downstairs as... How does someone work out there was things happening below?
No, we found the secret door.
Heartbeats. The heartbeats was indicated the tip.
Silver red heartbeats, thank you. So yes, and Ashra and Trix have found the secret door through various perfectly reasonable, clever means. In the meantime, Persephone was going upstairs to also look for more information and instead found salacious gossip.
I found smut. That was my contribution to the party.
It's not so much smut, like it's not like a sort of slash fiction, it's more like a rather graphic letter.
Yeah, that was what you described last time.
Graphic letters. Which also show that, scandal of all scandals, Lady Bormul of the House of Bormul, because that's her last name, is having an affair with Lord Caldwell of the House of Caldwell, which is his family.
Shocking.
I know. It might prove useful later. I'm just saying, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Anyway, we will rejoin these scenes, these moments as we dive into tonight's episode. Let's start with Trix and Ashra. So, Trix, you're currently disguised as Silver.
Yeah.
And you just asked
I just asked a waiter.
You asked a waiter
I was
where the
planning
party...
on intimidating a waiter into telling me, and they just told me.
You asked a waiter as Silver, where are all the vampires at, effectively, and they went, downstairs, let me show you, and is going to show you the secret door.
Oh, my friend, Miss Beckett, this waiter has instructed me that we must go here.
Now, Ashra, you were using your arcane eye to look around and roll a very
I think I was looking myself as well, but I was using that to bolster looking more places at once.
And at the same time, Persephone's sister, Artemis, currently known as Aspen, is desperately trying to find secret doors by poking random books on her bookshelf, hoping they do the work.
She rolled a 1, didn't she?
She rolled a 1,
She
yes.
feels useful, and she's somewhere else. So,
winning.
Trix, Ashra, you do bump into each other as Trix, led by a flunky, and Ashra, guiding yourself. You are entering one of the side rooms, and there's a panelled wall that, Ashra, you noted this panelled wall is slightly inset, and Trix, you were just guided directly to it. And as you both are sort of making your way towards it with this flunky in tow, the flunky points at the door and goes, yes, it's hang on, leans to one side and takes the candelabra stuck into the side of the wall and gives it a little tug, and it comes off the wall slightly, and the recessed part moves in. As they do this, they turn around and see Ashra going,
yes, my friend, Miss Beckett.
Good. Sorry, I thought I'd shown someone the secret door. That would have been awkward.
Not to worry. I can take things from here.
Very, very good. Very good. Thank you.
No, thank you.
The waiter's still holding a tray of canapes and drinks.
I think I will pass one of these to my friend. Thank you. I'll take a glass and just like a handful of canapes.
Sure, what kind of canapes would this be?
Sausage rolls.
They are sausage rolls.
Mini sausage rolls.
They're mini sausage rolls, and because of the clientele of this party,
taken.
They are mini sausage rolls with that sort of layer of chutney that's been cooked into the roll, so they've got that slight sweet quality to them as
Nice.
well.
The thing is, like, I take significantly more than Silver will be able to fit into her hand because my hand is bigger.
Roll me a performance check.
Wow.
What a way to get caught.
I rolled a natural 1.
Okay, so that's
no.
terrible. As you pick up this handful of sausage rolls, and like actually you can see this happening, there are more sausage rolls than make sense for this dainty hand to hold. Dainty's the wrong word for Silver, than for this small hand to hold, then makes sense. And the waiter is looking at this hand with a kind of...
It's a vampire trick. Can I roll a deception check?
You've rolled a performance check, and that's what that is you saying it's a vampire trick. Ashra, do you do anything to help this situation?
Yeah, I'm just scrolling through my spell list going, no, can't do that, can't do that. I'm just going to have to try using my words. That's rough.
Not the words.
Oh, no.
Haven't you got somewhere else you need to be discreetly?
Is this an intimidation roll?
Yeah, probably.
Go for it.
Probably is. Yeah, let's roll it. Let's roll that dice. It's slightly better than mediocre. It's a 16.
Whoa! Slightly better than mediocre.
Good.
George, the curse has changed from awful dice rolls to
I wouldn't go that far.
Move to me.
You feel Persephone cheering you on from 2 floors up.
Oh, bless. Stephanie's probably reading the smut and getting pointers. You actually said you were getting pointers. Yes. The waiter looks at the tiny hand taking all the sausage rolls and looks at Ashra and...
I give a fangy smile.
Of course. My apologies. Can you close the door behind you and officially no one knows you're here?
Absolutely.
Mum's the word.
Take a big glass of champagne as well.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and the waiter will turn around and walk out.
Can I throw one sausage roll from my hand into my mouth?
Sure, roll me dex check.
Can it be
Proficiency in
athletics?
sausage.
No.
All right, I rolled a 10.
You throw it, and you do catch it in your mouth, but it's ungainly.
Ah! I make that noise. Silver
Yes.
does not use all of the things that are available to her.
Do you have some way of getting in touch with your accomplice now that we have located the way down?
No.
No, me neither.
Can't use
Maybe
some
we
sort
just
of
can't.
magical thing.
Yes.
I
that
say
is not
as a warlock.
No, that's totally fair. The wizard goes, am I some kind of magical thing? And the warlock goes, I just think things and they happen.
Yeah.
Do we go find them, or are we just going to go? I'm going to just go.
I think that compounds the risk. No. We shouldn't rush in, particularly if what is down there is what we... If that is where the Roosh and the others have gone.
Brief recce.
How subtle are you capable of being?
Reasonably.
Then how about this? I will watch the door, ensure that no one comes or goes or gets in the way, and we will await the others while you try and tentatively, without rushing into anything, without perhaps seeing a mortally challenged individual and going to punch them, because that can wait until we are gathered in force.
All right, I'll just
Does
go.
that sound acceptable?
I'll just go have a quick look and I'll come back.
Good.
Do you need to roll a deception check, Em?
No, I intend to just go have a quick look and come back.
Righto.
All right.
I will
Do
maybe.
you want to roll an insight check, George?
I'll maybe.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
I'll maybe put the handful of sausage rolls into Ashra's hands.
They're all greasy.
You just hold on to these. I'm going to need them later.
Asher, there are so many sausage rolls that you're going to require 2 hands to hold them.
I'm going to impose disadvantage on my insight check because grease distraction. That's a 21 with disadvantage.
Whoa!
I screwed myself out of a natural 20, but yeah, I think you'll find that my power is grease.
I intend to just
No
go
spell
have
prepared.
I intend to just go have a look.
Whatever's down there, we will deal with it together. Information is good, but hastiness is not.
Absolutely.
I will mind the door.
Absolutely.
Ensure no one comes meeting on the other side.
Absolutely.
Well, go on.
Gonna go.
As T goes, I'd like to touch my my Ring of Spell Storing to the door and cast Arcane Lock, designating all 5 player characters as being able to pass through it as normal. And then I think I can suppress it with a pass. So I want that option in case I have to make it look like the door works as normal. But
Sure, no problem.
Yeah.
And you can close the door by Trix. If you go inside, there is a very obvious, similar candelabra with a kind of it's off the wall at an angle in a way that wouldn't make any sense at all. You do know that the candles still point in the direction that the candelabra is pointing, presuming some kind of continual flame. Do you close the door behind you?
No, I'm going to leave it open because Ashra's there, so presumably she would close it if she thinks there's an issue.
yeah, I will close. No, I'm going to close it behind you. I think.
Okay, Asher,
But yeah, I'd rather it not be conspicuously open in this time.
As you cast Arcane Lock on the door, there's a big greasy handprint on the door.
I mean, I get to touch my ring to it. I don't need technically. Fine, I will just. Well, what is this? Just a patch of wall? It's not like it's a bookcase or something.
No, it's just a patch of panelled wall.
Then I will use the most powerful spell of them all, Prestidigitation, to unbespoil the wall of my greasy handprint and then start eating the sausage rolls.
Hey!
They are surprisingly good.
Probably won't eat many, to be fair. But pace yourself. Diligence.
Okay. In the meantime, upstairs, Silver, Aldrin, you have snuck very successfully into Alistair Bormul's what looks like study / bedchamber / hangout zone. And you have gone through the papers and found this incredibly incriminating piece of paper that seems to hint that all of your enemies may be one in a very fortuitous turn for the plot.
Well, this is a turn up for the books.
I'm wondering how deep this, like how recent this superpower team up is. Honestly, if they had to write it down, it might be a very, very new development.
I think perhaps you are overestimating the intellectual capacity of our host. That said, you do raise a valid and logical point.
Okay, right.
Well, looks like our interests converge for the time being. Should we inform the others of these developments?
I think that might be prudent.
Well, I can take us back the same way, or I'm starting to think it might be prudent to hold on to some of these powers that I possess. Do you think we can sneak our way across the landing and downstairs?
I believe we can. Would you like to make a bet of who can be the sneakier one?
As you say this, the door opens and Persephone opens the door and walks in, but there is kind of a sneaky monk door open, peek in, step around. And if that's what you want to do, Persephone, I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to.
No, sure, that's fine.
Okay. Do you want to roll a stealth check, see how sneaky you were coming in?
I don't want to get in a competition with the rogue and the rogue, but sure. Do you get advantage? That is 26.
Wow. Yeah, you two are being very stealthy, but Persephone sneaks into the same room that you are in as you speak of crossing the landing. Persephone, of course, you came up a different set of what would be referred to as servant stairs that you are aware of that are around the back and didn't seem to be that well protected. But yes, you enter the room where the other two are.
Hi.
A competitor.
What?
Things just got interesting. We're having a little bit of a stealth off.
Right, could we maybe use that to get back downstairs where the people I quite care about are fairly unprotected and vulnerable with all the vampires?
Of course.
Oh yeah, we've just
Great.
found a really key bit of information as well. We'll tell you about that after the competition. It might throw your game off.
I'm gonna go now. And I shadow step.
Some people just not up for fun and games, I guess. Well, after
From,
you-
I think it's 60 feet down the hallway, you hear someone, Persephone, whisper back, does that mean I win?
Aldrin just thinking to himself, these are some interesting people.
You don't need to stealth to go down this corridor. There is no one here. You can very easily make your way back down the stairs. Persephone can show you back down the servant stairs at the back, and you can make your way back downstairs. Once you get back downstairs, though, you have no idea where to go.
I would have pocketed the letter unless kind of told otherwise, just so it's out of sight.
Write in your equipment list, childish the obvious plot note.
I have not pocketed my letters. They are locked exactly as I found them back in the secret desk drawer.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I didn't think you were going to steal someone else's love letters. That would be a little bit weird. But yes, cool. No problem. You can all, you're downstairs and you don't know where anyone is. There are rooms all around you, corridors with rooms leading off. You know that the party's starting to spread into the rest of the house. It was all in the ballroom, but the ballroom itself appears to be getting a little bit quieter. You can hear some conversation, some doors are open. It looks like this sort of party's spreading out to people sat around on comfortable chairs talking about important things level of party.
Does
Yes.
anyone have a way to talk to our friend?
Well, I had sort of assumed that they would be fairly obvious on account of being the diversion, but it seems that they have diverted themselves away from this room for what I can only assume is a good reason.
I assume it means, Ashra was looking for the door. I assume that means they found it, but I hope they haven't been stupid enough to go through it and go down by themselves, because that would be a very bad idea.
One could even say
Shall we go?
foolhardy.
It dawns on Silver that is exactly the kind of thing that Trix would have done. Oh dear, we need to find them.
We should probably stick together so we don't lose each other as well.
As you make your way around the various rooms and poke your heads in, roll me a stealth check. This is less of a hiding in the shadows and more of a being intrusive.
It's a 3 and a 4 on the dice, which is appropriate for my blending in at a party.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 13 for Percy.
You can add a 10, assuming Pass Without Trace is still up.
Yeah, of course it's fine.
Oh! Then my 4 turns into 23. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's fine.
I got 40 then.
Great. Good. Yeah, fantastic.
It's probably for the best, seeing as you've been downstairs for the past, 10 minutes anyway.
Yeah.
It's a measly 29.
Right. Well, the three of you make your way unobtrusively around the rooms of the party, basically not getting in anyone's way and trying to find your friends. Percy, you do find Aspen, who appears to be quite sort of angrily going through books in a library. Like, takes one, but doesn't take off the shelf, just keeps sort of pulling one out by the spine and then looking frustrated and pushing it back in again, not even reading the spines.
Squidge, what are you doing?
Looking for a secret door.
Right. You are doing an amazing job. You should keep up on that.
Yes, I'll keep. Oh, what have you been doing?
Looking for other secrets. I found absolutely nothing at all.
Roll a deception check. Yes, you did. You
found nothing that my 16-year-old sister needs
dynamite,
to know.
That's what you found.
21.
Nice.
Yeah, fun.
I think Hortensia is looking for you. She said something about ladies and bedtime.
But aren't you? You're gonna go downstairs. You're gonna go on an adventure.
No.
Roll a deception check. As well.
Oh God.
I rolled it a second ago. Have I already forgotten my modifier? 16.
I see. I want to help. I can help.
Yes, you can help by keeping Hortensia distracted and going home with her and getting your beauty sleep.
Have you got anything I can, distract her with?
Your charming personality.
Fine. I'll go. Fine.
I love you. I promise I will come in and tell you what's gone on, assuming, we make it out alive. I'll give you all the details.
Okay, look, I'm not gonna... This is me too, This is my problem too. I want to help.
Oh, it's not your problem too. You caused this. This is all your fault. But
so
yes.
Let me fix it. Oh, fine.
We had all of these conversations in the Icewind Dale. It's there. I protect you instead of fighting the bad people.
I know. You're right.
Go to bed. I'll come tell you everything.
Well, I'm going to be here with Hortensia for a bit, and if anything kicks off, just shout and I'll come running.
I promise if we could use an extra pair of very punchy hands, I will give a dramatic scream, and you can come sprinting down to the basement.
Okay. Fine. Silver, Aldrin, you walk in on Ashra eating slightly too greedily the sausage rolls. It's the mask falls.
I try
briefly.
And style it out. I'm just juggling, just leaning against the wall. I see you found us at last.
I see you found the entrees.
This was Trix's doing. I'm merely holding them for tea.
Uh-huh.
You missed a bit.
Look, there's a secret door here. That's not the sight of the real issue. There's a secret door down to whatever nefarious activities are happening, and Trix has gone down for a recce.
Right. Long story short, there's a good chance you might find some vampires, some pitch, and some Church of Mask down there on account of just taking out quick check to see that nobody's around.
I know this room's been empty. Anyone who has come in has been put off by Ashran.
On account of this here evidence. I'm going to hold it up because I don't think you should be touching it with your hands right now.
Did a child write this?
More or less.
They have a child's handwriting. Are you sure this is not some idle thought game?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm hoping Trix does as T said T would, and is just taking a quick look. I look meaningfully at the door.
Aldrin raises the biggest raise of eyebrow, just looking at Ashra. How likely do you think that is?
Percy, I'm assuming that you've joined them at this point, that you would have been with them at that point.
Are we still waiting for Trix?
Trix, what did you do?
I was going to roll a stealth check.
Okay, roll a stealth check.
God, my dice hate me today. That is a 13.
Okay.
And it's because I tricked George into eating sausage rolls and this is pasta croissant.
Are you heading down?
I was planning on just having a quick sneak down the stairs.
I'm going to remind you that from your perspective, you are stealthing down the stairs and you don't know you're stealthing badly.
I was going to shift.
How does that look?
I turn into my half cat person.
A bit like your mini.
Yes.
Cool.
So my sort of ears turn into these really cute hyena ears. One is slightly torn because I get in fights a lot, and I have like big shaggy hair and like leopard spots everywhere. Not that you can see because I currently look like Silver. But you know, inside.
Yep.
That's what's happened.
Right.
And then I was just going to have a quick sneak down the stairs.
There are stairs going down. They're not that wide, maybe 5-10 foot wide. Probably just about wide enough for two to go abreast.
Probably just look in the first room. Just
Okay,
to
the
see.
stairs go down and there are no corridors off. It's just stairs going down.
Wait, so the stairs go down and then everything ends?
No, the stairs go down and you haven't got to the bottom of the stairs yet. Are you going to the bottom of the stairs?
Well, yes.
Okay. As you head down the stairs, you can hear some voices coming from...
What are the voices saying? By the way, have we had a short rest at this point? Since when I used my thing where I can see through walls?
You and Ashra going and looking for things wouldn't have been an hour, so no, not a short rest yet.
I used it before we had that very first conversation.
Which was quite a long conversation. Yeah, sure, I'll count an hour. Why not?
Okay.
Yeah, you are sneaking down, not particularly well, but you don't know that, down the stairs, and you can hear some voices from the bottom of the stairs. What you hear is... So, who are we looking for again, exactly?
Do they sound like they're behind a wall?
No. They sound like they're standing at the end of this stairway. Whatever room is beyond, there's an echo that makes it sound like the sound is travelling around that room. I don't know, what... LaRouche said that we might have company, so to make sure we don't have any company, you know?
I will
Grand.
quietly sneak back up the stairs.
Did you hear something?
Shit.
You're currently standing on the stairs. You're about 15 feet away from the way at the end, and you can hear someone walking towards the end of the archway that leads at the bottom of the stairs into what looks like a room. Someone is walking towards it to look up the stairs. What would you like to do?
Keep walking backwards up the stairs.
How quickly do you want to walk backwards up the stairs?
Slowly.
Okay. As you are making your way up the stairs, you see a face appear at the bottom. You don't know this person.
They see me.
Yeah, they look up and they've got dark vision and they look straight at you. Who are you?
Silver Maladata.
Silver's one of the people we don't want, right?
No.
Yes. A figure walks to join the face at the bottom, and now there's two people standing at the bottom of the stairs. This person, again, you don't know them. They're quite lithe, black leathers, quite a foppish, like, again, that sort of swashbuckling hat thing. And,
Who did you want?
well, we were specifically told to look out for people who might disrupt things here tonight, and it looks like we've found them.
Oh, good. I love a fight.
And
I will drop disguise self and turn into myself.
Yeah, and as they smile, you can see the vampire fangs.
I'll just like, I turn into myself, raise my fist, which says, on my knuckle just to bite at me.
I'm guessing you're going to dive into combat.
I'm literally going to jump at them downstairs.
Cool.
I get an extra 10 feet of movement because I shifted.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll come to that. I think what we're going to do is roll me initiative.
I get advantage on initiative, but my dice hate me today, so...
The people upstairs, can you also roll me initiative, but there will be at least one round we don't know what's going.
I got a 14 because my dice are shit.
Hang on.
These two dice are going. I wish I had the dice catapult so I could eat them.
So what initiatives do we have, everybody?
I rolled a d12 instead of a d20, so I would have got a 16 had I rolled a d20 instead of a d12.
On your initiative or on the initial stealth check?
On my initiative.
Okay. So re-roll it. You didn't roll a d20. You rolled a
I
d12.
did re-roll it, and then I would have got a 16 instead of a 13.
So you got a 16?
Yes.
No, you rolled a d12, and that number stands. Shout them out. I'm using a tracker. So.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
16.
16. Keep shouting.
Nat
17.
20 for 25. Oh, sorry, please. Go on.
25. Silver?
Yeah.
17.
17. These are some excellent initiative.
I thought I had a good initiative.
No, actually you don't. Once again, you are the bottom of initiative. Get used to it.
I'm just working on not looking surprised every time you roll in double digits. I haven't got there yet, but I'm going to before the end of the game.
Me too.
Aldrin, can you roll me... No, what's your passive perception? Your passive perception is ridiculous, isn't it?
33.
33. From the hallway, as in from the secret door, that you don't know is there, you hear muffled voices. There are muffled voices coming from inside the wall. I will give you that.
Okay. As a free action, it would just be trying to say to the group, who clearly are not trained in military hand signals, neither am I, to be fair.
Baby, or
Can I make an insight check on that?
I mean, I would be, but
literally trying to say, without saying words and making it obvious that we're there, that there's people behind the wall.
roll me insight checks, the three of you. Aldrin makes hand symbols.
I like it. 13.
13.
Do you want a sleight of hand check?
19.
19.
That was an 11. I'd like to point out I have a +8 on insight, so I did not do well.
Percy, you recognise what Aldrin is saying. The other two of you, Aldrin's making weird hand symbols, and it's weird.
Cool.
Cool. Aldrin, anything else you want to do on your turn?
Is this a full turn?
Because you have such a ridiculous passive perception, I'm not going to be too penalising. You know there's something there. You haven't heard combat, though. You've just heard voices.
All right. In which case, every spell I have has verbal components. Probably, I will not have time to cast motivational speech because I doubt we have a minute.
You've got a minute if you don't mind missing the first 10 rounds of combat.
I do mind. So, all right. Let's put up some bless.
Okay.
I will bless. Probably Percy, Silver, and Ashra, as I can only see the three of you at this point in time.
You cannot cast and bless yourself if you want to.
I can. I'm not going to because I don't know how long it's going to last for before I need to cast something else.
Fair.
Bonus action, spiritual weapon.
Spiritual weapons are incredibly slow,
spells.
and you can't
Double
see
spells.
Oh yeah, double
spells.
cast.
Also 2 spells.
Oh yeah, sorry, I thought it was a cantrip. It's not.
You can do bless. So, also a DM guide. If you cast spiritual weapon at the top of the stairs, it will never reach combat in time.
Jump, 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 jump.
It is slow.
Go slowly. Finey.
You drag it with you. A reluctant dog.
But yes,
That's it.
Aldrin, you're blessing people. What does it look like? What are you doing?
Blessing people, basically, you'll see in front of your eyes coins spinning that then go heads up and just sort of dematerialize into light that sort of suffuses, and you just feel a certain lightness, like today's going to go okay. You feel lucky, punks.
What mechanically does Bless do?
You add a D4 to
cool.
ability checks and
Attack rolls and saving throws.
attack rolls and saving throws. My bad, not ability checks. Wrong one. Guidance. Yeah, cool. Right. Good. Excellent. That happens. Tricks. As you drop and as you start pouncing your way down the stairs, the figure, the slightly more aquiline-looking figure, is going to look at you, eyes widen a little bit as you just literally appear out of silver and leap down the stairs. And they are just going to sidestep, leaving their buddy right there.
Don't be boring.
As they just go, nope, and just sidestep out of the way. As the other vampire spawn looks up and, oh no, as you go jumping down, the thing just sidesteps out of shot, basically, not wanting to deal with this.
I'll get you in a second.
You can try. But yes, they're just going to sidestep to the side and you can't see them anymore.
Because they went in a door, or?
I know, they're at the bottom of these stairs where there's just an
I see.
archway and they just sidestepped out of the visibility that you currently have leaping down the stairs. Percy.
I've probably started snarling. If that helps anyone in any way with hearing what is happening.
Voices you'd be able to hear. Snarling wouldn't travel in quite the same way. But yes, Percy, Aldrin has cast a spell on you and said that he hears voices down the corridor. What would you like to do?
Can you hold movement as part of holding a turn or just an action?
No.
Okay,
You could
in
hold
that
a dash, 'cause
case,
you can hold the action to dash.
I will, as a free action, see Aldrin's attempt at communication and then use my words and say, there's voices, we should go. Ash, can you open the door? As an action, I would like to cast Dark Vision, spend a key point on myself, which looks really normal and healthy and fine.
How does that look?
Ash, you're Ash, not me. I'm Persephone. Percy's, it's happened before, so Ash has seen it, but no one else. Her pupils just start to bleed slightly and just drip little pools of black ink down her face a little. And then, her pupils expand so her eyes are all black and she can see in the dark. And that's action. Free action. As a bonus action, I'd like to boof, boof, and fire up my gauntlets of hitting things with fire, please.
Now, because these are Netherese technology, you do need to animate them. It is a bonus action to light them up. In my mind, that was some kind of like twizzling a dial or pushing like a button or something similar. Is it just in your head?
It's kinetic energy.
It's kinetic energy. In which case, do you Henry Cavill punch the air? You reload your
Reload
fists.
those arms.
That is how you fire.
That's what he was doing. We finally know. Years later, he was recharging his fists. You sort of punch the air, and you both note, Evie and David, Silver and Aldrin, you notice, because you've Percy's been wearing these rather ornate gauntlets, and you've gone probably some kind of fashion piece, but suddenly, vroom, they are the sort of heating coils in it that weren't obvious, are now all glowing with this yellowy redness, and there's kind of a, whoa, okay vibe. Yeah.
The anime sparkles in Silver's eyes have returned.
Splendid.
I'm there just ready to sprint down the stairs as soon as the door is open.
Sure.
And, it's my turn again.
Yeah. D&D. Right. Thank you, Percy. Silver, you are seeing what is happening. Sorry, Trix, it's very high initiative rolls.
I'm fine.
If I can talk for free, I will say it's the candelabra.
Okay.
It's the candelabra will open the door as I'm like half reaching for it because I can do it on my turn. But if anyone wants to beat me to it, they can.
I would like to just say, for fuck's sake, and phase through the door.
Nice.
Now, with your ring of phasing, you have a phasing ability that was given to you. You can just pass through as part of movement through solid objects. It just takes one of the charges. So you pass through, and are you just helter-skeltering down the stairs, or are you taking cautious? What's the plan?
I am going as fast as I can while still being quiet. Actually, I might even go on the walls a little bit if that helps.
Because
and
you
still
can
look at
spider
the
climb.
scuttle.
This is true.
Spider climb, yeah.
Do you sort of scuttle up the wall so you're sort of halfway up on a side so you're less obvious?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. So, silver vampires successfully by phasing through a wall and scuttling up another one. Cool. If you want
What's the opposite of those anime hearts?
Silver, just to confirm, you are trying to remain stealthy. You haven't rolled a stealth roll yet, so roll me a stealth check. Let's start there.
Okay. It wasn't the best roll in the world, but 21.
21, lovely. So if you're moving at half speed and you're using your bonus action to dash, that means you can cover... Your speed is how much?
35 foot.
Okay, so you can cover... Yes. If you do this and you stay stealthy, you can move down the tunnel. You have excellent dark vision anyway. So as you move down the tunnel, you can see, as you scuttle down the wall along the side, Trix is leaping down the stairs towards what looks like a vampire spawn at the bottom of the stairs. And at the end of your turn, if you use all of it to move, you will be basically about 30 feet from the bottom of the stairs, where Trix is about 20 feet. So you're coming up very quick and very silently from behind. Even with half movement, you are so fast. Rose. Yeah, so you can see that Trix is in the middle of something, and on your next turn, you might be able to assist.
Cool.
Basically put. Lovely. Trix, you are leaping through the air.
Leaping at vampire!
Leaping at the vampire spawn.
How dangerous does the vampire spawn look in relation to other vampires that I have fought?
You have spent a lot of time fighting. Now, the vampires you've defeated will mostly have been vampire spawn, because full-blooded vampires are relatively rare. The vampire spawn are just the creatures killed by vampires and becoming one themselves.
There were 2 of them. I know how long it's going to take everyone else to get here. I'm going to rage. I
Cool.
will.
As you leap through the air, you start raging. Now, you have already shifted into your snow leopard form. Now that you are raging as well, what else?
I'm going to stay half rather than going full, because I'm aware that there are more people and I don't want to scare them.
Say half what?
Half leopard instead of full.
Okay, so you're not shifting further into full were-leopard form?
No.
Okay, but you are raging.
Yes, and then I'm going to whack him twice.
Yeah, you leap at the vampire's weapons and you're just going to do a full-on land on top of?
Sadly, I don't have any sausage rolls, but I will whack him twice.
Sure, go for it. Dive in.
How many hits, roughly, would it usually take to kill a vampire spawn?
Your hits?
Yeah,
As in your hits when you're fully powered up, or your hits when you're not fully powered up?
both.
When fully powered up, probably 3 or 4. When not fully powered up, many more.
Okay, in that
Hardly.
case...
Like, they're not just going to go down in one.
Okay. My first hit was an 18th hit.
Yeah, you land on top of this. With the other woman, nope, there was what? And you just land straight on top of him and pound him into the floor.
And I will Eldritch Smite.
Okay.
Which means that as I land on him, I essentially, with the force of my knuckle dusters, completely knock him prone. There is no saving throw for being knocked prone with Eldritch Smite. So
Yep.
that is 68 and a d12.
Oh, 6d8. I thought you said 68 was... What the hell? I mean, I know it's going to be a lot, but not 68. I mean, that's just crazy talk.
You might get that.
That's a d12. Roll! It rolled them. It's still rolling one of them. It rolled them. Oh my god. Right, okay.
What? Oh god, I can see it. Oh no.
That is 47 points of damage.
2 of your hits. Two of them.
I roll my next attack with advantage because he's now prone.
Yep, you just leap down and the bite me knuckle duster just hits, impacts.
It is, unfortunately, the imprint is the wrong way round, but I decided that because I want them to be able to read it as it comes
At
in.
what point does the hit point thing happen with your knuckle duster?
They take an extra 2d6.
Yep.
That's another 7.
Okay, at what point does the hit point thing happen with your knuckle duster?
25 hit points or fewer.
What do I have to roll?
Wisdom saving throw.
I stand corrected. One of your punches. I have rolled an 11.
It explodes!
Wow, you weren't kidding. You were not kidding.
Wow. Can you
I'm
describe?
glad I got to witness.
Can you describe what it does? How the explosion happens? What it is?
They are knuckle dusters of disruption, the famous D&D item, and as I punch him to the floor, he just turns into dust beneath my hands. I was not joking when I said I punched them till they turned to dust.
Now, just to check, the explosion, does it have a radius? Does it do something?
Nope.
Just one big hit, just Superman punch down the stairs and turn a vampire literally to dust by punching through them. As you look up and around, you can see there's another, this quite tall, thin figure has moved off to one side by about 15 feet and is just looking at you. And the look on their face is one of, what the fuck just happened?
I have another attack.
You do, they are 15 feet away.
My movement speed is 40 feet when I'm shifted.
40 feet, and you've got 20 feet, you can get to them, yeah. There are other things in this room, do you care?
I've rolled a natural 20.
I'm just going to sit
I
back
said
and
we might get to that. This is what I was talking about.
I'm really glad I'm in the room now. Like, just get to watch this.
I can only Eldritch Smite once per turn, so that's...
Hang on, just to check. Did you want to see what else is in the room, or did you just see vampire and go? Because there's other
That's
stuff.
what's on the table at this point.
No, Chris, I saw it and I went and...
Fine, I will not even describe the room. Don't forget about the
Oh my
extra radiant
god, I
damage for
rolled
the
a
vampire.
12. Oh my god.
Unbelievable. Yes?
That's another 40 points because I critted.
Yeah. 40 points damage. You leap on this other person. You do not knock them prone. Hang on, did you even make an attack roll?
Yeah, I rolled a natural 20.
Oh, of course you did. As you leap towards them, a rapier gets pulled out really quickly. Like, this is someone who is an expert swords person, but even they can't stop the sheer assault that is you, as you just bowl into them and again punch with the knuckle duster, and this radiant flash sears them across the cheek, and it's now Etib is written across the Etib M is written across their cheek where you hit them very, very hard, and they look shell-shocked.
I look delighted.
Great. I am glad that you do.
Literally couldn't have gone better. Oh my god.
As you do this, you get a slight awareness of the room around you.
No, I don't. I'm just looking at this vampire. I mean, you can describe it, but tricks don't care.
All right. What's your armor class?
15.
Okay.
But if you hit me, you need to separate anything that's pissing, slashing, or whatever it is.
Because of rage.
Raj.
That's fine.
It's all magical. It's gonna hurt me now.
That is a 25
Yeah,
and an
of course
11.
that hits me.
Does
Well,
11 hit?
no, 11 won't.
Okay. And that is a 21 and a 14.
14 doesn't.
Okay. You are suddenly beset on both sides as you are being also hit, but you're not being like punched in the way that you would. And these figures are shadowy. They are moving incredibly quickly and expertly and striking out very quickly at you in quick succession. Can you make me 2 dexterity saving throws, please?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that is one of those is a 17.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is an 11.
Mm-hmm. So yes, the first hit you managed to avoid the effect, and the second hit, they've hit a pressure point, and you didn't even know this was really a thing because you've never really fought this way, but your knees suddenly collapse underneath you and you fall prone.
That's fair. I do that to other people.
Yeah, you just suddenly sort of...
I do it by bowling them over, though.
Yes, and you take 20 points.
And I do it before I attack them the second time. Come on.
You take 20 points of force damage.
Force damage.
As you land, you can see that these two figures, they appear to be dressed in quite simple black robes, a little bit like sort of priest robes. Like they're not ornate in any way, shape, or form.
You're telling me that the entirety of all their punches were force damage, Chris?
Yes.
Rude.
Anyway, you collapse to the floor, 20 points of damage, but you are sort of, you realise this is
Oh,
a strange thing that you wouldn't have expected. Oh god, what now?
I am shifted.
Yes, you are.
If an enemy ends their turn
Yes.
within 5 feet of me, I
Yes.
can move 10 feet as a reaction.
Interesting. in which case you can get up, and then you have 5 feet of movement if you want it.
Well, I'll get up.
Lovely. Okay, so that's quite fun then. So they do these 2 special strikes, and you sort of land, but you sort of, again, reflexes like a cat, just sort of spring to your feet again, like it didn't really affect you. And both figures share a quick look, and it is a look of, what the? Like they're not quite sure what to make of you. It is a lot going on at the same time. Ash, you've now...
Hello.
I think it's fair to say that you've now heard the sounds of combat because the vampire spawn just exploded.
It exploded!
Now, I don't think I'll have the answer to this in character, but when the door was open originally, it wasn't lit right, so I couldn't see how far down it was.
There were some lights going down this stairway. Not a huge number, and it will be dimly lit.
Do I know roughly how far down the steps go? That's my question.
About 60 feet.
I'm not running down it. I'm going to use my object interaction to operate the candelabrum to open the door.
That's fine.
Some of us need to walk through it.
You found time for snark, though, did you?
Sorry, I mean, that's part of the job description, actually. Rebecca, what's your movement speed? I suspect I would know this.
60
it is 60
feet. It is.
Get down there, but not... I guess I wouldn't know if anyone at the bottom of the stairs.
To be fair, I could get down there, but I don't know if I could get across the room to find people, so...
I'm just going to reach out and touch you on the arm with a twinkle of my eye. Go get him. And cast haste. Just to be
now it's a party.
And I will move as far as my movement allows, which is 30 feet down the stairs.
Yes, 2 people stand abreast. There is enough space for people to move.
We have not done this. What does haste give me? I mean, I know it makes me fast, but...
It doubles your speed, for starters. That's just... you get +2 to AC, advantage on dexterity saving throws, and you have an additional action on each of your turns, which you can only use to take the attack action to do 1 attack, so you can't get your full complement. You can use it to dash, disengage, hide, or use an action in addition to that. If I drop the spell, it's very bad, because you lose, you lose an action.
Lose an action.
Can't move or take actions.
Use a turn, basically.
So, I mean, it lasts a minute, so it should last the entire fight, unless I...
Lose concentration. Classic trick. Yeah.
Yep.
You have that touching moment, and Percy, you are now hasted. It's not their turn. They're dead. Right, Aldrin. Aldrin, you're at the top of the stairs. You've seen all this happen. Astra has started moving down the stairs. You're welcome to move with, go down, work out what you want to do.
What's the light like down here?
There is dim light. There are various these continual flame candelabras on walls on the way down, but they're quite far spaced, so it'd be dim lighting unless you're standing right next to one.
What does dim light mean for the purposes of targeting things?
You can't see anything at the bottom of the stairs. You're too far at the top of the stairs.
Cool. In which case, I will draw my rapier, which will give me light for a 15-foot radius and then dim light for a further 15.
Yes.
I presume that then I can see the bottom of the stairs?
No, 60 feet away.
Okay, well, wow, yeah. Okay. In which case, I'm just going to be making my way down the stairs with a view to backing people up.
Cool. Do you want to be in front of or behind Astra? Because you've got similar speeds, you could even yourselves out.
Presumably behind, because Astra is blessed.
Sure. You could even talk about it.
I like to lead from the back. I like to lead from the back, so please.
I stand wherever I'm needed.
You're needed in front of me.
Taking a hit if necessary, just like crack my neck.
As Aldrin heads downstairs and you both do this, you suddenly realise that Silver's just on the wall, like very, very close to you.
That's unsettling.
I just do a little... Okay.
Good, so we're all here.
It's just what have I got myself into now?
Perfect. Trix, the vampire who you punched in the face, is looking down at you and just snarls, and using the rapier is going to strike out at you 3 times.
Sure.
That's a lot of hit. That's nice.
That's a lot of times.
Oh my god.
Have you rolled 3 natural 20s?
No, the opposite.
3 natural 1s.
3 attacks. I have rolled 2 nat 1s and a 2.
How is it being me, Chris? How is it?
I don't like it. I want to stop.
I'm sorry.
That's some reflexes from T.
Did you not want to hit me?
They are going to try and strike out at you, but you just managed to, like...
No, I say that.
Yeah, they are shaken. Like, no one has ever broken down their defenses that quickly, that expertly, or done that much damage, and they are clearly shitting themselves.
Exploded their friend.
I don't care about that. They are going to run away.
I'm going to hit him.
Okay, make me an attack roll as they strike, and they're going to just turn, helping their legs run as fast as they can.
No, I rolled a 2. It's an 11.
Yeah, you don't hit them. As you turn around, they are going to run. As they run, you can see that they're not just running. As they turn and start stepping away from you, they step off the ground, and it looks like they're almost running in midair. They appear to be able to walk on the air to a certain extent, and they are just legging it and getting off the ground in case it's just a survival technique.
Presumably they can't go very far because
40 feet.
They used most of their stuff.
40 feet. They are going to run, and they run towards the other end. Looking at this room now, you've probably got a slightly better view of it now. There are these two other figures around you. There's another figure at the other end of a longish table. This room is maybe 40 foot square, and there are a couple of doors leading out of it. The design of the whole area looks semi-religious, and if you didn't know better, you'd say it was probably some kind of crypt.
I look at the 3 figures and I'm like, humans. Probably shouldn't have come in here on my own.
Yeah, the 3 figures are all definitely humanoid, but you're looking at them like there's different species, but they are just looking at you now. But the vampire has fled down one of the corridors, is just running full pelt. You can still see them; they've not gone very far, but they are making their way out of here as quickly as they can. Cool, Percy.
I'm hasted.
You are.
I will use some of my 120 feet of movement to get to the bottom of the stairs.
George, what have you done?
Mobile feet plus a monk plus haste is amazing.
Okay, so as the 3 of you on the stairs are like, hiya, suddenly there's this fluff of hair as Percy just zooms past.
You
all of
quietly hear a wee.
I will give the smuggest look to Silver and Audrey.
Please tell me you do it while putting your hair back in order. It's just smug.
Yeah, no, there we go. Yeah.
Smug about you or smug about me?
You get a nod of respect.
Both, really, but yeah.
Percy, using half your movement, you get to the bottom of the stairs. At the bottom of the stairs, you can see Trix is currently sparring with 2, again, these figures in black. What's your passive perception?
Not ideal.
You're standing in some weird dust.
13.
You're standing in some weird dust, for 1. For 2, the outfit that they are wearing, this black robe, the whole point is that it's nondescript and that it wouldn't necessarily draw the eye or be anything strange, but you get a slight skipped beat because you think you recognize pitch members.
Do I recognize their faces? That would be a perception check. I can check that when they're dead. I'm going to roll.
There is another figure. There's a largish table in the center of this room. People clearly sat around. There's a couple of drinks on it and what look like a couple of... looks like they were playing cards or something. There's some things on the table. But there is a figure on the other side who stood up and is watching all of this happening as well. They are wearing a domino mask with a hanging black bit underneath it.
I want to possibly shoot myself in the foot and roll something before I do anything else to see if I actually miss a turn, because this is frickin' terrifying because it's the first time seeing the pitch since...
Sure.
Yeah.
Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom. Oh, okay, I can do wisdom.
You bless, you
You're
get a
also
D4
blessed,
as well.
And you are blessed.
Okay, that's fine. That's 21 and then a D4. So like...
You get a moment of like, whoa, oh, it is the pitch. Oh God, it's all coming back. But then Steely Resolve hits you, all very quickly, of course. And you are free to, you can reach them very easily.
I'm going to punch the 2 pitch members.
Are you going to punch both of them? Are you going to punch one of them? What's
I'll
the plan?
start, well, I have 5 punches at the moment. So I will start with 2, my attack, so 2 punches. 4, is one of them looking like more of a threat, Trix?
No, both of them, they're relatively, I mean, you know this from pitch members, they're relatively nondescript. One looks more half-elven than human. The other has some, what look like dwarvish features, but you're not exactly sure. Neither has anything particular about them that stands out or makes any sort of difference.
I'll pick the one that's closest to me.
Sure, run up and hit him.
One was a nat 20, and one was, I don't even know what my bonus is, 22.
Sure.
So, okay, let me work this out. This is a d6 and 2d6 of fire damage for each. So that would normally be 66, but it's my Beyond sheet says 2d6. I do remember it being 1d6 from the last campaign, but you made it on Beyond, and it says 2d6.
I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be 1d6.
You said it was 1d6 when you were making it.
I'm going to assume it was a typo, because I did look at that and
2d6 is
mean
a
to
lot.
ask you.
In which case it would be 2d6 of regular and 2d6 of fire, but on every hit.
Jesus.
No, 1d6 of fire on each hit.
It's 1d6 of regular damage and 1d6 of bludgeoning and 1d6
Yes.
of fire. So it's 2d6 on every hit, but you just rolled a crit, so that's 4d6.
Yes, so it should be 4d6, and now it's 66. Just for my
Two
thumbs.
your bonuses.
How many attacks have you rolled? Just 2 so
I've
far.
only done 2 so far. I haven't done any of my hasted action or my flurry of blows. That's a 6 and a 5 is 11. Add a 3 is 14. Add another 6 and a 5 is 25. 29 points damage for my first 2 hits.
Boom.
Yeah, you run in behind this person and just how do the flames? Is it like a burn as it goes, or is it more of like a sort of puff of flame? Or is it just super hot? How do you want this to style visually?
Oh, I think it's a bit grim. So rather than nice, fun, happy flame, I think it is. You hear the sizzle of burning metal and smell burning flesh.
Oh dear, lovely. How are you hitting this monk? Because you're coming up behind them. They will probably have just started to turn towards you because they're aware that something is coming.
Then I will do my first as an uppercut to the kidneys, and then my second as a cross to their face as they turn.
Sure. This the half-elven one turns, and they are moving really, really quickly, and they are trying to parry your punch. And you have that instant against Skip Heart of, wow, okay, this wouldn't have been easy. But then you slide onto the kidney, and the hit to the kidney is such a visceral gut punch. It's so brutal that this figure just looks and tries to block, fails, and then just doubles over directly into the cut into their face, which lifts them off their feet. Beautiful sort of boxing technique, and also doing a metric fuck ton of damage.
Would they please make a Constitution saving throw?
Well, they can try. Judging by my dice today, they can certainly try. Okay, cons.
Oh, glad to see you.
That is a okay. That's a 16.
Could they make a second Constitution saving throw, please?
Oh, that's better. That's 21. All right.
No worries, I have another 3 hit in that case. That was fun. As a bonus action, I am going to spend a key point to cast Flurry of Blows.
Yeah.
Can I just roll all 3 hit? I'm going to use my extra haste action from Ash. So, That's another nat 20 and a 15 plus 9 and a 16 plus 9.
They all hit.
Thanks. Okay, so
this one that you've literally picked off their feet with the punch to the side. What are the 3 hits that will probably kill them?
Let's see, it was a kidney shot and then across the face. I think it will be squaring up to them, 2 quick jabs to their face and then another cross to try and break their jaw and break their neck.
Okay, cool. Roll with the damage.
Right, so that should be 66, but now it's 8d6.
Could you crit? Yes.
I'm not even going to bother selling. Okay, that was 2 6 on the dice, so it's 12, and then 14. That was 3, and then that's another 6 is 20. 24, 25 was 6, and then I have 2 left. That's 2 5s, 35 points of damage.
Cool. So after you've literally picked them up out of their shoes with the punch and they sort of land awkwardly, you step to the side and just 2 jabs and then go for the punch again, this time to crack the neck. And you hear the as you hit the neck around, enough force to twist the neck too far, and they just twist and turn and hit the deck. It is horrifically impressive. Wow.
Nice.
And
that is
then
an incredible first round, everybody. I'm just going to put it out there. That is unbelievable. Great. Good.
I will, if it's okay just to finish, we'll turn to the other pitch monk and just square up.
Yeah, they look at you. They don't recognize you at all.
That's really helpful. But they're not going to stay alive to
They just
report
see
back,
someone
so
punch
it's
you lot and
fine.
go, ooh. And they're like, now that it's just one of them and you and Trix are both there, and they've seen how fucking terrifying both of you are, yeah, it's going to make for an interesting moment.
I wasn't within 30 feet by any chance, was I?
Within 30 feet? No, not quite, because of, and also you can't see it, which I think is important, yeah. Okay. On the other side of the room, the other figure, looking at all of this happening, you can't see their face because the mask covers their entire face, is going to look at this situation and is going to... what am I going to do? Okay, is going to gesture across at Trix. And Trix can... Oh, it's an attack roll.
Oh, it's an attack roll. Okay.
Range
Is it a spell? Am I within 60 feet of them? Can I see it?
I would say you can just about see it from where you are on the stairs. You can just about... You hear the sounds of combat and you hear the chanting of a spell. Definitely. That's fine.
Do I have any context for what the spell might be? I'm fine with no. I just want to know if I have
Roll me
any.
an Arcana check. This is for counterspell, yes?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah.
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 In which case,
Arcana check.
Yeah, please do.
That is a 23.
Cool. It appears to be some form of low-level spell designed to do damage and incapacitate someone.
You're fine, right, Trix, right now?
I mean, I lost some of my temporary hit points.
We'll save the spell slots for the time being. Much as I love countering spells, and you know I love countering spells.
Don't you get extra
I will
bonuses for
allow
countering
it.
spells as well now, don't you? Don't you get extra things for
What's
countering
that?
spells? You
I get
extra things for
proficiency in countering spells, yes.
Cool, in which case, range spell attack. That is plus...
And it'd be nice if some of them did, some of the things I'm actually resistant to.
Yeah. That is a 21 to hit you.
Yeah, my AC is 15. I'm not supposed to be, not hittable.
Ranged poison damage.
No, poison. Poison's fine.
Okay, make a con save.
15.
Okay. You take 6 points of poison damage as a ray of sickness washes over you. So an instant, like a moment of feeling a bit ill. You're not poisoned. You are just you passed the saving throw, but you do take a sort of spattering of poison damage. Seeing how little it did and that you haven't been poisoned, which would make you slower, this figure is also going to turn and try and head towards one of the doors at the side, but they're not quite as quick or as agile, so there's a little bit of bumbling as they try and head for one of the side doors, try and get out of this space.
Chris, do you know what I did with my entire round?
What?
I forgot to add my +5 to every single one of those hits. I just gave you the dice damage and not the +5 to each of them.
Rebecca,
I mean, it doesn't matter.
They
They're
can't
dead.
be deader.
But, but it ups my damage by
Yeah.
25.
Yeah. The priest is struggling towards the door.
Oh, I don't like them all leaving.
I'm sorry, you can't kill everything in one go. Silver, this is your turn. You've heard combat from the bottom of the stairs, and you can see that one of these figures, because of the angle of the stairs, is clearly moving away to try and get away from the carnage. What would you like to do?
I would like to move towards them,
Yep.
and as I'm moving, take out a little statue from my pocket, throw it on the ground, and say, "Jethro, I choose you," and summon what's it called? A flying horror.
Old Jethro.
Called Jethro. Yeah.
Describe your flying horror. It's basically a horrible bat, but you can theme this however you want. As you take a statue and throw it out, and this horrific bat just erupts from this statue. And okay, that's happening now. Yeah. What would you like Jethro to do? What are you doing? Do you want to describe Jethro? Have you got a vision of Jethro?
Jethro is just very big, and weirdly pink. Like, you wouldn't expect it of a flying horror, but it's kind of pink and got, love hearts on the wings.
Okay.
You're trying so hard to be edgelordy, but in reality, you're just I just want a pink hat. pink bat with love hearts. Like,
So your pink love-hearted bat, Jethro, is going to like pour out and just going to start stalking towards the figure moving towards the door. I'm assuming that's what you want.
Yes.
Cool.
And I'm just kind of like, attack now, as I also go towards, because that was my cunning action.
That was your cunning action. That is fine. At which point, it's going to move forward and get into a point where you can sneak attack because Jethro is there. That's fine.
Cool.
Do you want to go first and then Jethro can go?
Yeah, I'll go
you've got the
first.
stats. You can roll Jethro's attacks too if you like. As this priest stumbles towards the door, you sort of appear out of nowhere. Your flying horror manifests out of nowhere, and you're just going to pincer in on this guy in one fell swoop. You can easily get to him.
I will do Jeffro first, because he deserves it.
Okay.
Let's see.
So I think Jethro does psychic damage.
Oh, I think so. I should have looked at this. Psychic damage, yeah. So he's going to attack with his claws.
Mm-hmm.
and do psychic damage.
15, 16,
psychic
17.
Jethro!
He got 21
To hit? Yeah.
to hit.
Definitively. No question.
Brilliant. Okay, and that is a d6 plus 5 and then 4d6. So that is 11 of slashing damage.
Yup.
And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 psychic damage.
Yep. Priest sort of struggles towards the door, and suddenly Jethro's up there and just slashing and screeching. And Trix, you've not seen Jethro before, I imagine?
Unless Silver's been like, here's Jethro.
No.
Both of you in mid-combat are just looking up like, what the hell is this? It's like, just throws out screaming, ah! It looks awful, but it's also like pink and got love hearts as it claws into this priest who's just screaming uncontrollably as the fear clearly hurts him as much as the claws do, just shrinking to the floor as this horror just like claws down and starts snapping and biting in his face.
And then I would like to do my attack.
Please do.
So that is a 26 to hit.
How are you hitting? Are you sliding in next to Jethro and just... Like, is it the sort of thing where you're using a rapier and like, just slowly pushing it into the guy on the floor?
I like to think I do, because I'm crawling on the wall, so I propel myself off the wall and do a sick flip as I bring it down.
Now, you are not a monk, so you can't do sick shit just because you think you can. You have
No,
to
I
roll for
can't.
it. Roll me an acrobatics check.
Acrobatics. Okay, I'm good at this. It's fine.
Look, it's very important that monks get monk shit. I approve of this message.
Okay, so that is 31.
I love this party so much.
You do a sick flip off the wall. Yeah, that happens. You do a sick flip off the wall.
Persephone nods approvingly.
That is some good monk shit. Yeah. You
And
just
because
stab
I
him.
want to show off as well, I am going to use my Whales of the Grave as well.
Oh, what does that do?
So
You don't mean like giant mammals.
Something off the floor. I'm just imagining a whale skull just bursting out of the floor and falling sideways on top
Mine
of
was
someone.
falling from the ceiling and just I'm so sorry. They were looking so cool and my brain just went
I was just envisaging a zombie with a Welsh accent.
I'm imagining a Hitchhiker's Guide of the Galaxy.
Sorry, it's still
Nothing
whale.
I say is going to be as glorious as that image now.
I'm so sorry. It's really cool and suspenseful
So
and gothic.
what does Wales of the Grave do?
So it basically means that I do. Hang on, I need to get it up so I actually have the thingy. Whales of the Grave, Whales of the Grave. I do an extra 3d6 of necrotic damage to that person and someone else, but it looks like I'm breathing out cold air. There's some screaming faces in the air, and it kind of goes into their mouth and kind of sucks them dry a little bit.
There's another monk you could do that to if you wanted to affect someone else as well, just saying. Okay.
Okay.
Roll me the 3d6 damage on that. I mean, is that part of your attack? How does it work?
Okay, so that's part of it. So I get sneak attack
Yep.
as well as that.
Yep, okay. Hey,
the way.
you wanted a
Yes,
lethal party.
Okay, so... Oh, I didn't actually roll the attack. I rolled to sick flip off the wall.
Yes, right, you haven't rolled an attack yet.
Cool, that is... What is that? plus 10, so that's 25
Yeah, you're
to
fine.
hit. So,
Yeah, of course
yeah.
you do.
You're also blessed
Cool.
as well.
Okay.
David,
sorry.
you're muted.
What was that, Dev?
I'm just saying that Bless is the most redundant spell cast.
It is not. It is absolutely not.
When we get to saving throws, that's
When you get to saving throws,
Edge cases.
and also it's edge cases. Is when someone nearly misses,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
bless means you absolutely hit. And with a party that does this much burst damage, yeah, it's very important.
Burst
You are
damage.
burst damage central. It's crazy.
I'm great for 2 rounds.
Okay, so that's 29 damage on the sneak attack. And then Whales of the Grave gives me an extra 12.
Okay. Does the other monk get to roll a save for it? Or does it just happen?
I don't think there's a save for Whales of the Grave. It's just like an extra to the sneak
Nothing can
attack.
save you from Wales from the grave.
And
Imagining
also,
a whale now doing the leap out of the ground. There is no saving through.
well.
I need that on a t-shirt. There is no saving through.
Okay, so
and someone else in 30 feet also
Yeah,
gets
the monk.
the
12. Yeah, the monk also
Yeah.
takes 12 points of damage as this happens. You are killing them with this, and you can see them.
I would like to use my reaction to extend my hand, and as I intake a breath, a little silver trinket appears
On your necklace.
on my necklace. Yeah.
As the priest just looks up and just that you can't see their face, they've got the mask on, but the abject terror is obvious as your winged horror claws them, they're screaming, you stab them, then necrotic damage sucks their soul out of their body and they just hit the ground, very, very much dead.
Nice.
The monk next to the two of you looks at all three of you, and Percy, pitch monks are trained to be resolute, they are trained to be cold, hard as nails. This one is shitting himself. Just looking at all of you and just like, very clearly like, I'm out my depth. It's across their faces very clearly, I'm out my depth. Right, good. Awesome. Trix.
Can I still see the vampire?
They have run down a corridor that you are nearby and there is a monk near you.
Yes, but can I still see the vampire?
At the moment, no.
Shoot. Well, I'll just punch the monk then.
Sure, fine.
Well, the first one was a 27 to hit.
Well, yeah, that hit.
I mean, I'm going to need a short rest after this anyway. Just put that out there, into the universe.
The vampire did run down a corridor.
I'm really good if I don't short rest.
You could find out where the vampire went. You don't know. Could be fine.
I'll just punch her twice.
Okay.
Well, the other one's a 23.
Yeah, you hit them both twice. The monk is not undead. It's just
I
deployed,
know.
so none of the extra bonus damage.
Well, I rolled 2 8s on my d8,
Good.
so that is 16 plus 10, so that is
26.
26 points of damage.
Nice. How are you hitting them? What is the sort of vibe here? Because it's not like punching vampires. We have a very specific, like, searing.
No, I don't feel like I've got the same energy as when I punch vampires. I'm a bit like, if I have to. Like,
It's almost like this. The monk's sort of like trying to desperately block his, like punching one hand off to one side. They are trying their best, but yeah, this is a problem for them.
I do not wish to take any bonus actions, because if we're not going to short rest, I won't get it back.
This is fair. Cool. Ash.
I mean, I get the impression that there's a little bit of showing off going on here.
Oh, I see. Oh, is this what it is?
I'm not. It's very unlikely I can actually do enough damage to kill another.
George,
so for
George,
purely-
are you going to showboat?
No, I mean I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to showboat by doing nothing useful. That's the thing. So with this, Ash is going to walk down the stairs and like toss the sausage roll up into the air. And while it's in the air, cast
interested while the sausage roll is in the air.
mutters some faintly Latinate words.
Sausage roll and crush them by a gigantic sausage roll.
Now you're talking my language. Mutters some vaguely Latinate words, and just like the temperature around her drops to pretty much 0 degrees. And I'm going to upcast at a foolishly high level, perhaps, Armor of Agathis from one of my feats at 5th level, and use it to activate my Arcane Ward, because I'm assuming this ain't over, and just catch the sausage roll enough. It probably chills a little bit, and it probably isn't as cool as I think it is, because sausage roll frozen again, not good. But yeah, I'm covered in a layer of frost.
Check.
Oh, I'm sure I can. I'm sure it'll be hilarious. There it is. There's the 2. It's a 4 total.
I'd like you all to imagine this image. Ashra boldly steps down the stairs, steps out into the landing, seeing the situation, and throws the sausage roll into the air. As she does, the air around her crystallizes to a certain extent, and you can see the sort of slight frost on like the cheekbones. Is that all right, George? Like on the sort of like
everywhere.
On the lines of the brow,
Everywhere.
but it's not like completely like encased in ice. It's more of like a sort of cool effect, and while that happens, there's sort of a glowing magical room that sort of surrounds her as well. It's very cool. It looks amazing, and then sausage roll hits in the face.
Yeah. Bonk.
Hey, I want those back.
I still have them. Just got them in my hand. I'm gonna move down. I'm gonna move into range and
because it was a 2.
bonus action.
Because it was a 2.
No,
it was like you were getting ready to go. I've done it now, and then
I own that. And I'm just gonna hang out, because I now have walking around hit points. It seems.
Yes, you do very much so.
I did my Arcane Ward. I can't remember if it's that.
You did, yes. All in. That's fine. Aldrin.
Is it possible for me to walk into range? Can I see anything?
As you walk down the stairs and into range, you can see your allies, this strange pink heart monster, and there's this monk figure who looks very much out of his depth.
Aldrin makes note to self, don't piss off allies. Everybody seems pretty dangerous. Cool, am I within 60 feet of monk figure?
You are indeed within 60 feet of monk figure.
Cool, they are going to get sacred flamed, which will take the appearance of a burning dice, a d6, as one would have in those days.
Yeah, burning d6. Wisdom save, yes?
Yeah, wisdom DC, dex save, sorry.
Dex save. Oh,
dex 17. Which I'm probably quite good at.
Yeah, I'm afraid that does not hit. They avoid it. They, seeing you and now seeing they are definitely outnumbered, they're already thinking this, have sort of sidestepped the attack and are going to start trying to move away on their turn. But it's not their turn yet.
Totally fine.
Hang on, when was their turn?
I think you missed it, because they should go after me.
Oh.
Because I was hoping that they were going to whack some people and I could whack them.
Well, in which case, I'll take it now. They, as they dodge your attack, Aldrin, they are going to... Now, your sword's here, which means there are very few shadows they can step into. But there are some. The room is 40 feet large. There are some they could try and make their way towards.
And the gloves are here. The gloves are here.
The gloves go too, but not in the same way. The sword emits light. The gloves emit light because of the way that they work. They don't emit light like a D&D thing emits light. Yes, they are going to disengage.
Doesn't work. I whack him anyway.
I hate this party. Go on.
Yeah.
I've rolled a 17.
They are going to use their reaction to parry the hit. As you strike out there, like a hand just comes up and blocks it, and it is very cool. And they are then going to step away and leg it towards a shadow. And as they approach that shadow, they are going to disappear into it. And as you've probably seen, actually none of you have seen Percy do this, but Percy, you recognize it. They spin the shadow and vanish. Gone. Which is something you can do as well.
We should probably follow that vampire.
As you are all coming to rest in this room, possibly breathing a little heavily in some places, that is where we're going to pick up after the break. When you explore the crypt and probably destroy everything I put in your path, because oh my god. I'm going to take 10 minutes to regroup. That's what's happening now. See you all in a bit. Bye. And we're back after that ludicrous combat. Thank you very much, everybody. That's what you get for hyperpowering your PCs, and I'm very pleased that you did quite so much in one go, and that Ashra got a sausage roll to the face. That is always good. I'm always happy when that happens. So yes, you are in this about 40-foot square room. It's not very tall, maybe about 10, 20 feet up, not that much. And it's definitely a crypt. Like, it's definitely, this room has clearly been repurposed to a certain extent. This table with cards and food and drink on it has clearly been used as some kind of like staging post or similar, but there are alcoves in the walls which do have like wrapped bodies in them in some places. In some cases, what looks like mouldering and desiccated corpses where they've basically started to waste and fade away. But this is definitely some kind of family crypt you have stumbled into.
I have a very important question.
Yeah.
The sausage roll that Ashra dropped on the floor,
Yes.
is it still there?
Yes.
I didn't pick it up.
I'm going to pick it up and eat it.
It fell in the vampire dust.
Just brush it off.
It's also probably refrozen from whatever it was. Yeah.
It's cold and covered in dead vampire ash. It doesn't taste very good.
You ruined my sausage rolls.
I have others. Please take them back. And I present whatever I've got left.
I will gladly take the rest of the sausage rolls.
Trix, just while you're here, you do note, Ashra, as you're talking to Trix like this, the various, like, Trix didn't take a lot of damage, but there were a couple of, like, bruises are all starting to slowly fade away, because Trix has a healing factor.
Oh yeah, and I have hyena ears now.
Interesting. Well, this is awful.
Hey!
I thought you'd feel at home.
What's wrong
Touche,
with my
yes.
face?
Not your face, the crypt, the vampire dust, the shadow monks, the whatever the other...
Oi!
Hey, I did the vampire dust and I'm quite proud of it, thank you.
Silver, is Jethro still here?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, I'm just giving him scritches.
Okay.
And what is that? Go on.
No, yeah. What Ashra said, friendly or like?
Oh yeah, this is Jethro. He's with me. He's cool.
Jethro turns, looks at all of you, just, hey. And it is basically a gigantic bat with horrific features. It is quite unnerving.
Jethro.
I'm not allowed pets in my apartment, Silver.
He's a big sweetheart, and he's a statue most of the time.
Cool, fine.
Silver, Jethro is going to lick your face.
Ugh.
And it's a big tongue. It's like the size of your head.
Jethro return, and he becomes a statue again.
So that was fun, and encouraging.
So much fun.
And loud.
And two of them got away.
One of them got away.
I was being super sneaky. They didn't see me up until the point when they did see me.
I thought the shadow monk made it out
Oh,
as
yes,
well.
sorry, Shaman did as
Yeah.
well. Yes, two of them got away. Sorry.
Also, is it about now that I suddenly need a little sit down for 6 seconds?
Assuming nothing's happening in the next 50 seconds, like a minute, yeah.
You have a moment of dizziness and it passes very
It only lasts around, like the effects of the...
I think
Ivy was speaking very, very quickly and then suddenly it just takes a second and...
Breathe, it'll pass quickly.
How do you punch that many times? All at once.
She did a thing. Ow. Okay, yeah, I'm awesome, and also then Ashra did a thing.
That's
But
really cool.
how did you punch just once that hard? I think we can be friends. This is great.
Yeah.
I also stabbed someone.
No, it was really cool. You totally stabbed that man to death.
And you have Jethro.
And I have Jethro.
And Ashra looked really cool and didn't do anything uncool to embarrass herself or me.
On the floor is like, it is forever frozen in a face of abject terror and death. It is distinctly unsettling.
Should we maybe vampire?
Yeah, could I just want to... I might know these folks. Do you mind if I just have a quick look at their faces now they're dead and see if I actually know them?
Skin off my nose.
The pitch person on the floor who is dead, you do not recognize. The vampire is Ash, and the priest, if you take the mask off, their face is just in this horrible, like, undead scream of terror. It's awful, but you don't recognize
It's like a
the face.
comedy photo.
But dead. But you don't recognize any of them.
What does the mask look like?
It is a mask. It is very much a mask of a priest of mask if they were wearing it openly.
It's a mask of a mask of a mask.
It's a mask of the god mask. It's a very hard one to do.
I almost didn't believe it, and yet here we are.
You didn't believe that we were here, but we are here. Currently here. Right here. All of us. Here.
See, my friend, you are very much to the point. I respect that.
Vampire chasing. Or we cut our losses, regroup, actually come up with a plan, and don't go further into the crypt where a bunch of really dangerous people are waiting and know that we're coming. Just a suggestion.
They're not going to get less prepared.
Past detect evil and good.
No, but we could get a lot more prepared.
Okay, what'd you get from detect evil and good?
For the duration, you know if there is an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you, as well as where the creature is located. Similarly, you know if there is a place or object within 30 feet of you that has been magically consecrated or desecrated. The spell can penetrate most barriers, but it is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
There's nothing in this room.
That's fine. It stays up for 10 minutes.
Cool, gotcha.
So I'll keep it.
That's fine.
We could just have a quick recce just to see. We could all be really quiet.
Like last time.
Press the attack.
Silver, your sibling. I know there's bad blood, no pun intended. How are they like? How are they about that level of dangerous, or?
Well, I've never seen them go all out just at once, but I think they're probably a level above.
Silver, do you know this person? And I disguise self as the vampire that I just punched, but not to death.
Ah, interesting. Silver, Trix has turned themselves into a figure that you do recognize. It is your siblings. I was going to say paramour, but that puts it a bit too like lover. Someone they are very intimate and close with. A local Baldurian who they turned recently and have been spending a lot of time with, called Tharavel Ravenshade, who now has Etib M on their face forever.
Poor Viorica. His family suck.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that's Farivel. I remember them family barbecues. Yeah, LaRouche's main squeeze.
Right, so LaRouche is probably down here.
Oh yeah. They're usually not too far from each other.
I guess we should go do some more killing them then, maybe.
Maybe some more like reconnaissance. Like maybe we should find out what they're up to first and then proceed from there.
Aldrin, you have a passive perception of 33.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear from both corridors a very low chanting.
Oh boy.
Not to alarm anyone, but there is a kind of chanting happening down here, which I would normally associate with some kind of spell casting, ritual, or summoning, something of that nature.
In my professional opinion, we should run toward the chanting before it concludes.
Okay, do we want to be quiet?
Go.
Sorry. Do we want to be quiet or fast? It's an important question.
I've gone. Asher said, in professional opinion, we should run towards the chanting. I've gone.
Good. Yes.
You don't get past without trace.
I will follow.
Do you all run with Trix, or are you doing it differently?
Well, I can't run as fast as Trix, but I will hustle near.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trusting in my spell to warn me if there are any vampires near. I won't pick up anything else, but I'm presuming that whatever is there will be accompanied by vampires, probably. I'd like to take one of the little stones out of my bag and affix it to my shield. There's a little slot there.
For the light.
Yeah.
Cool. No
Well, I should also cast light as well.
It's been more than a
That's-
minute,
yeah.
so Persephone and Silver are faster than me now. I only go 30 feet.
Okay. I'm going to cast light, probably on the necklace, the ruby necklace. It's my spellcasting focus.
That's fine. You can have, if you're not trying to be stealthy at all, you can have various light sources and light your way as you go. It is dark there, but it's not like pitch black. It's dim. Like there are occasional sconces with continual flame cast on them, you can tell, and there are occasional just regular old torches with fire.
Seeing this, because Percy really values knowing what we're charging into, I would like to shadow step ahead and then just to try and get a head start, just to see what it is before Trix punches people.
My perception's really shit, so I'm just running in the direction that the vampire went in. So I'm assuming that's where the chanting is from. I don't actually know.
I'm probably not dashing because I'm trying to listen out for what's going on.
Oh, I can see through walls. I will turn on my seeing through walls, and hopefully I'll be able to see through walls and see through the walls.
That is what seeing through walls does. So, are you dashing?
Me? Yeah, I'm running. Running.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so Ashera and Trix are dashing.
I can see through walls now, though.
Percy is doing little sort of shadow steps ahead to try and find out
I can
what's going on.
theoretically cover 180 feet in a round.
Yes, that's fine.
But
you have to be able to see where you're going to a certain extent with the shadows, so there is
Yeah.
an element of that too. Aldrin is not hustling. Aldrin's moving behind at a much slower pace.
Moving as slowly as I can whilst still keeping people in sight. If I absolutely have to increase the pace, I will, but that would be very reluctant.
I will say that you're about 30 feet behind them and probably dashing to keep up. That's the only way that's going to work.
Sure.
Silver, what are you doing?
I would like to, just seeing everyone go, just kind of being left behind for a second, just like, well, I guess we're going fast then, and dart as well.
Cool. The corridor that you're running down is quite tight. Only one person can fit down at the same time because it is a crypt, and there are various sort of small corridors leading to small rooms off of the sides of these corridors, and they go around various corners. You get the sense this is all packed into quite a small space. It's obviously the bottom of the house. As you move through the space, you do see various small rooms, sometimes with tables, sometimes with some papers on them. You are running past all of them. Does anyone stop to look in them?
Well, I can see in them as we run past them.
There are no people in them. There are no people. There is no one in them.
Does there look to be anything of interest that is not like furniture?
There are papers strewn on a couple of different tables as you run past them. Okay.
I don't want to trail too far behind Trix, particularly if some ritual is in process that might conclude soon.
Sure. In which case, you all run past and don't look in the rooms. As you move through, Aldrin, you...
Sorry.
No, I agree with you, but...
You could like grab a handful and take them with you.
That is true.
Sure. I will snag a handful and take them with me.
As you're running past Ashra, you can sort of go, oh, hang on, and sort of step into one of these. It's only like a 5-foot corridor, like a 10-foot square room. They are not big, and they are clearly like designed to be separate crypts for people. And some of them have some geejaws and things around the edges. Most of them, these tables, are actually stone sarcophagi that are inset into the floor, but people have been using them to put stuff on them. One of them, as you step in and just grab some stuff from the table.
I'll also skim as much as possible because I have key mind. So if I look at something, I can remember it. So I will grab stuff and while this gather as much information without necessarily carrying the paper as possible.
What I will say happens is Trix moves ahead a little bit, you fall behind a little as you're grabbing this, but you're just having a quick scan as you run forward. You'll be sort of slightly further back with Aldrin for a bit.
That's fine.
You can all make your way forward. Silver's slightly behind, but also dashing. Silver, you can dash faster than everyone else. If you do the wall climb, you could probably go over people if they're slowing you down to catch up with Trix.
Yeah,
Grand.
yeah. I'm worried about leaving Trix onto his own.
This is fine. Good. So in which case we have Trix up ahead, Silver with Trix, Persephone bamfing in and out of shadows to try and get a good sense of what's up ahead, which makes a lot of sense. I think probably like Ashra, as you went into a room and go, oh, and grabs papers. Percy just bamfs in through a shadow. Oh, hello. Bamfs out again, and then bamfs up the corridor slightly.
So I would ideally be trying to overtake T because I know once Trix is there, we've got nothing but violence. So which I am here for, but I just want a second to be able to be like, this is what we're walking into.
So Asher and Aldrin at the back, Trix and Silver in the middle, and Persephone at the front. That's basically what we've got. And Asher, the papers that you grab, a lot of it is very technical and detailed magics, very technical and detailed religious texts. You can roll me... I will say an Arcana, a Religion, or an Investigation check. You get different answers for each, so it's entirely up to you.
Arcana, I can't. It's not even close. Arcana is what I'm reading for anyway. Not just because it's the best bonus. There's a 21.
21. The quick scan that you have of it, the papers that you're looking at detail a summoning ritual. and they detail a complex summoning ritual that will tear a planar rift. The plane it's describing tearing a rift to is the negative energy plane.
Dislike.
The negative energy plane, just for those who don't know, is a plane of pure negative energy. It borders onto things like the Shadowfell and other parts of the cosmology, but it's not part of the Great Wheel. It's not part of like classic extraplanar stuff. It is literally just the bottom level. It is where everything negative exists. Being in there does damage to you. It is unpleasant.
It's just 2020.
It's 2020.
Takes you back to 2020.
It is bad. It's very bad. But yeah, actually, that should give you a moment's pause of, ooh, that's really not good.
What I want to start trying to work out in my head, based on what I've read, if possible, is any way of disrupting said rituals should it be in process right now.
One of the things you do know with the 21 is that one mention is made, and it's not made as like a sort of aside. It's made magically to sources of light.
In the good way, or those are good or those are bad?
In the sense of using sources of light as a beacon and a corruptor, as a corrupting point.
Okay.
What does that mean?
It's just, I'm talking to the wizard about wizard stuff, don't worry about it.
I feel like you're doing Star Trek babble. If I say all these words, they will sound really clever, but they mean nothing.
It means that sources of light would be things that could be turned into sources of darkness and reversed and become negative portals of negative badness.
Oh,
As we move, I'm going to extinguish my light spell.
You mean all the green lights, like on the doorways?
Who's to say? But yes,
I am going to extinguish my light spell.
That's fine. As you all continue to run forward, Percy, you are bouncing in and out. This thin corridor turns, curves, it jukes quite a few times. It also goes down a little bit, like it's clearly an extensive catacomb underneath the house for all of the ancient Bormuls of old. But it looks like it's very dusty down here. It's clearly not been hugely explored or travelled. It's just there.
If we're going down, I will just check through the floor to make sure that we're not going down and I can't see people below us.
Looking down, you see solid rock, and you start to realise why. Because this corridor, this bit that you're running to, it clearly looped, and that corridor the other corridor out of the room you could have gone down, clearly looped and attached, and there's some steps going down into a lower chamber. Percy, as you bamf into this hallway and head down towards the lower chamber to look down, you note that the voices are getting louder and louder, and as you look into the room, which with shadow stepping and being as good as you are, roll me a stealth check.
24.
Cool. As you bounce out of a shadow, sort of on the edge of this, where this lower room is, and look into it, the floor has been destroyed, and beneath it is what looks like tunnels. They look artificial. They don't look realistic. You've not been beneath Baldur's Gate, so you wouldn't necessarily know about the extensive sewer system, but there is an extensive sewer system. And you can probably put two and two together here, but yes, there's been a hole bashed through, and the entire floor has been knocked through and down. And
Would I know about the sewer system because I used to run around assassinating people in Baldur's Gate?
Of course you do. Yeah, you'd be aware that it is there. Of course, I forgot. Sorry. Yes, you'd be aware of the sewer system. It's used a lot by thieves and other members of the guild and other parts of less than reputable Balduran society to travel around incognito. But yes, this definitely knocks through to the sewers. Very, very definitely. Oh. And the chanting is coming from here louder. The stairs end on this sort of flagstone floor in about a 20-foot square room. But then the hole in the floor takes up about most of the floor. And there are no stairs down, it's just a hole.
Oh no, and the voice is coming up through the hole.
Correct.
If I bend and look through the hole, can I see anything?
Looking down, you have dark vision because you cast it. What's the range on your dark vision?
I think a 60 foot. It's not like super whizzy dark vision, it's just normal dark vision.
60 foot then. Yes, looking down, you can just see this work. You can see where it's built. This hole has been smashed through worked stone and into a stone corridor, but it's like at the edge of your dark vision below you, about 60 feet down. And the chanting's definitely louder.
In that case, I will, if I can see shadow down there and not people, I will shadow step through. Also, I didn't say, but I'm assuming I cannot shadow step with my microwave gloves on, so I have turned them off.
They cast a little bit. They don't cast enough light to be D&D like breaking light things effective. So you could leave them on if you wanted.
Great, I'll leave them on and shadow step down the hole.
Cool.
It's going to be fine.
You shadow step down the hole, and you're now at the bottom. As you step out, you are now. It smells like the sewers. You're definitely in the sewers. You're in quite a wide corridor that's been bashed through from the top, and you see that there are no like stairs or ways down this hole. It's just a hole straight in, and there's you're in a tunnel, and it extends to your left and right. The chanting is very definitely coming from the left, but that's what you have so far. Trix, at this point, you would be arriving in the room and seeing that there's a big hole in the floor.
Stop running. This is not what I was expecting. Do we need to go down the hole?
At this point, Sylvie, you're there, and Uldren and Asher are arriving behind.
I mean, I'm happy to go down the hole, but...
Where did Percy go? Were they in front of a minute ago? Have they gone down?
Yes, I expect so.
All right, start climbing down the hole.
Probably.
Well, I guess we're doing this.
Yeah.
Someone's already gone.
Roll me an athletics check to climb down.
Sure can. I'm not raging, so I get advantage, but I rolled 22.
Yeah, you just very easily make your way down. There's lots of handholds.
Can as I start climbing, can I be like, Silver, hop on?
Yeah, of course you can. Silvers can spider climb.
Oh, don't need to.
Okay.
I would still like to hop on.
There we go.
Bonding.
Cool. Silver hops on. Asher?
George, that's a face.
Yeah. I just looked at my
Astrid,
athletic
do you
modifier.
have a way to get down there without...
No, I
no.
packed for a party, not crawling around in the sewage. I'm just like pulling up my trouser legs as best I can. Unless you have any particular tricks up your sleeve, I guess we're going manually.
Dimension door.
Oh yeah, I could have done that actually. I didn't think about that. Sorry. I was thinking entirely of Featherfall.
Or levitate, George, one of your favourites.
That actually, currently, yeah. Again.
So many flying options.
But yes, Dimension Door passes over the two of you and reappears as described last episode, and you are at the bottom. Percy, have you gone far?
I've gone to see if I can peer in at what the noise is.
Okay, in which case you can't see Percy. The chanting's still up ahead, to the left. The sewage isn't like ankle deep or anything, and it's not like the tunnel smells of sewage, but there's no like raw sewage flowing around it. It's clearly a disused tunnel.
Now that I've stopped running, I'm like thinking like, should we maybe do like a sneaky approach?
Yes. I'm glad you said that because I was worried about proposing that.
Why?
You're very run in and chargy and punch it in the facey rather than, sneak up behind it and...
I was sneaking until they heard me.
Right.
Asher just said in her professional opinion that we should run in and hit them.
I said we should run towards the chanting, and I meant it more metaphorically, but we are here now. Let's not make too much of a thing of it. Yes, I concur. We should move as quietly as possible so as not to give Persephone's position away. And if things kick off, we should go very, very loud indeed.
I'll speak my armor's command word and turn it into the vestments of a cleric of mask.
Sure.
Oh, that's
Smart.
kind of clever. I will also turn into a cleric of mask.
Oh, we're doing this, are we? We'll cast Disguise Self and turn into one of the... Did I get a good enough look? Did I get a good enough look at anyone in the first room to...
You saw one of the monks more
Mimic
closely.
I'll go with... Yeah, if that's all I saw, then I'll actually cast invisibility because I don't want to try and imitate the gait and movement style of one of the monks.
You could also... You saw the priest of Mask who got eviscerated and terrified to death. You could do that too if you wanted to.
I'm going to go with invisibility, why not? I'll stick with invisibility. Less chance of screwing anything up royally.
Silver, are you doing anything in particular?
No, I'm just going to look slightly embarrassed and just be like, I'm perfect the way I am. I don't need to change.
You're really stealthy anyway. Like, sometimes I wake up and I'm like, I don't even know if Silver's here or not. It's actually a bit
That's
creepy.
true.
I wish you wouldn't like crawl onto the ceiling to wake me up.
You love it, really.
I love the idea that Silver is shining like a beacon from Detect Undead.
Oh yeah, consistently that
Oh,
has
yeah.
happened. Yeah. Actually, Aldrin, I will give you this. As you passed through the crypt and as you went down it, no sign of undead, and because your passive is so high, so you can get a better sort of spatial awareness. Quite a few of the bodies from within the crypt had been removed.
Huh.
And there was a faint sense of deconsecration, but not to a ridiculous extent, like just bodies deconsecrated, not the spell effect of deconsecration. You would also have noted that the room that you went into, where the floor was taken away, looked like it would have been like the central crypt, would have been the sort of space where the most revered ancestors were kept, and the floor was gone.
We might be running into a whole load of dead bodies. Perhaps ambulatory dead bodies, just to have everybody on their guard.
Oh, so a Thursday night.
We should go and find Persephone.
Percy, you scouted on ahead. As you jump from shadow to shadow and move through here, maintaining your stealth roll?
Yes, please.
No problem. Just if you wanted to see if you wanted to roll higher.
I got a
24.
15. I could try and beat a 15. I get advantage.
You
Let's
might
do
get
it. I might. However, that was a 17 on the dice, so 26.
26, okay.
It's
Good to
me,
know.
not George.
As you make your way down this corridor, down this sort of quite wide tunnel and move down towards it, you see that there's a little bit of light up ahead. And as you look out over the lip, the corridor, the tunnel you are in becomes a sort of slight indentation in the ground that goes down. And there's clearly a central space where more of these tunnels are coming in and form to a central, looks like a hole that would fall straight through. There is a grate over the hole, and there are about 20 to 30 figures stood in this room.
Uh-huh.
Quite a few of them are masked, wearing that face mask that you saw earlier. There is one figure standing in the middle of the grate. And they also have this mask on, but they appear to absorb the light around them. Definitely there's a sense of authority and power from this person. Alistair Bormul is kneeling in front of them, looking a little bit like, not sure about this, chaps, but it's not like, it's visible, but it's not saying it out loud. LaRouche is standing to one side watching. All of the figures in the room are chanting. There are corpses, dead bodies, that look like they've been taken from upstairs, as far as you can tell, arrayed around in a strange, almost like swirling circular pattern on the top of the grate. This room is very, very wide, about 100 foot wide, and these figures are only taking up like a third of it. So it's not like full of people, but there are lots and lots of possible enemies in here. You also see scattered amongst them a couple of people in pitch outfits that appear to be doing more sort of bodyguarding than anything else in particular. But you don't see any sort of authority figure or anything like that.
I don't recognize anyone.
From a quick scan around the room, unless you want to roll me a perception check.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
It's a waste of time, but Percy would. 11.
You don't see anyone you recognize now.
Great.
But yes, this is now, you can see the ritual that is happening, and it is happening right now.
I could do something. I don't know if it's a really good idea or a really bad idea. If I glance over my shoulder, I cannot see my party, can I?
If you glance over your shoulder at the moment, you can probably... Alden's still got light on his shield, yes?
Yeah, I can cover it if I need to, the hand, but it would still be showing at this point.
There's a dim glow of light in a sort of bobbing motion down the corridor. It's quite a straight line corridor.
And from the conversation of earlier, I know that interrupting is good, but from the view I can see, we aren't going to win this fight.
Looking at it, there's a lot of people here, but a lot of them are these masked figures, and they could be priests or they could be whatever. You don't know. Like, it's the kind of thing where you go, if I disrupt this, it could be a disaster or it could be fine. You don't have an easy way of gauging it. There are a
Ash
good
said,
10 to 15 of these pitch monks around, so
Ash said stop the chanting.
yes.
Therefore, I would like to spend a key point and cast Silent.
Incredible.
Right.
Are you casting silence on a part of the group of people or on the priest in the centre?
The person absorbing the light in the center, are they also chanting?
No, they are not chanting. They are just standing over Alistair and just like one hand is like on top of over the forehead, and they're just concentrating.
Do they look like a caster, though?
Yeah.
Then I would like them to be the center of my 20-foot radius, so it's 40-foot diameter.
Okay, that won't stop the chanting because that won't.
Are they all standing 20 foot away from the person?
Yeah. The sewer grate is the grate in the centre where all these is very
I thought you
wide.
said they're only taking up like a third of the space, or
Yeah,
like
but
a
it's
30 foot.
huge room. Huge.
A third of 100 foot is 30 foot. Area is a thing.
Correct.
Fine, then I will take the nearest
Sort of quadrant.
clump
Yeah.
of chanty people.
How do you cast silence?
If I get a clump, can I get the chanter on the high priest person on the very edge of that 40 foot?
Of course you
Great,
can.
I would do
That's
that, please. Yes, please. I have never cast silence before. Let's see. Normally it's some creepy eye bleeding-y stuff. I think, as happens before, her tattoo just starts to spread around her neck and down her arms, and then out from her fingertips across, and just spreads from her towards that point she has placed, and then just ripples out. But where it ripples, it doesn't leave darkness, it leaves silent.
Okay. The chanting continues and then starts to falter as clearly the ritual is interrupted. The figure in the center of the room is going to look over at the side where there are people who they cannot hear. They're going to look at them, look around, try and say something, and realize they can't say anything either. LaRouche is going to look around the room and sees you immediately.
Cool. Can I run away, please, Chris?
Literally, like, LaRouche just looks around and then just, like, eyes just bead straight up at you. Are you going to run?
I'm going to shadow step back.
Okay, you shadow step back.
Just back to the party so I can tell them what I've done so they aren't walking into an ambush.
What you just see before you shadow step is Alistair turning around and going, What's going on? As you go out.
So I've, bounced
You can
60
rejoin
foot
the
just
party.
to get out.
You can rejoin
and
the
then,
party, that is fine.
There's like 30 priests and pitch bodyguards and a high priest, and Alistair Bormul's there looking really out of his depth, and I cast silence, and your creepy ass sibling knows that I'm here, and I think maybe we either fight or run, but really fast decision needs to happen because they know I'm here. Or you could run.
There is a howl, a sort of strange keening that echoes down your tunnel.
From which direction?
From the direction of which Percy just came.
Right, that's sort of better. Yeah.
Like, that's sort of bad.
it's the better version than behind us, I guess. We should probably start blasting.
Stop some of the chanting. You said that was a good idea.
No, that's good. Let's take advantage while they're off balance.
I did say there were 30 of them and they all look quite powerful, yeah?
Yes, we already have our regroup point, and we should not press this past the point where we're all going to die.
Sure.
I lost track of the conversation. Are we fighting or are we running?
Yes.
Okay,
The first
fine.
one, then the other. But as much of the first one as we can tolerate.
Running down the corridor towards you, you don't know what this is. Silver, you've never seen this, but you know that your sibling can do this because other people have spoken about it in hushed tones. A very large, what looks like a wolf made entirely of shadow and darkness, is pounding down the walkways towards you.
Can I get in the way and turn into full leopard?
Absolutely, you can.
Can I just say, LaRouche, you bitch.
By which I'm raging, Chris. I'm raging.
Am I getting an undead feel from this?
No, it's not undead. It is extraplanar. Your thing picks up on...
Wait, not undead?
Not undead. Your thing picks
But
up...
LaRouche was undead.
LaRouche is undead.
What?
This is not an undead creature that has been summoned.
Aberration, celestial, elemental, fail, fiend.
In that ballpark, but none of those specifically. It is a creature of negative energy.
Okay.
I would like to squeeze Ashra's hand very gently and then equally gently push her behind me.
No problem.
Invoke duplicity and retreat.
Cast banishment.
You want to cast banishment as it runs towards you?
Yeah.
Sure.
Worth a shot.
No problem. As it runs towards you, pounding there as you turn and fire. Hang on.
Terrifying.
Pretty bad.
It doesn't make a saving throw. It is unaffected.
Ew.
It's
Do I
not
get
really.
any
It's not really
fucking-
there.
So it's an illusion of some kind, perhaps?
No, but you can't affect it in this way because it's not really there.
Is it
Interesting.
psychic?
It's not a creature.
Are we rolling initiative or can I just run forward and punch it?
Would you like to roll initiative?
I mean, I think
Sure, roll initiative. Why
so.
Wow, that's bad.
What we got? Shout them
Not
out.
bad.
Eat.
8,
10.
10,
9.
9. These are all terrible. 10.
17.
There it is.
Hey.
Hang on. There's lots of 8s, 10s, and 9s, and I can't remember which order they're in. 17
10
for
with
Percy.
advantage.
Ooh, terrible.
No.
I got an 8 with advantage.
8 with advantage for tricks. Ash, what was yours?
10.
10. Which means that Silver's was a 9. That's how it works. Good.
I'm 15 feet behind everyone, by the way, when I said invoke duplicity and retreat.
So your duplicate is with the others, but you're 50
Yes.
feet behind. Are you
Question:
Yes.
Do I? Sorry, but while I remember, have I expended the spell slot? Because banishment can only target a creature. So if it's not a creature,
No.
and that's the reason it's failed. Fine, cool, good.
You reached out to banish it and went, I can't.
That doesn't work.
That doesn't work. Why do you also have a very interesting arcane question of why the hell doesn't that work?
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry.
Cool.
Do I just know that this is LaRouche's handiwork, or do I know anything about this?
LaRouche can summon what's called a Hound of Ill Omen, and you don't know quite how it works, but it is a hideous creature, and it is terrifying, and it is designed to invoke terror in enemies and make them go away.
Does that mean that I can't curse it? Because there's just one creature that you can see.
Depends. At the moment, if you tried to curse it, you wouldn't, but let's see what happens when it's in range.
Odd.
It is an odd creature, that is the point. Also got to find something that can take you lot down. Good, right. Excellent. At the start of initiative, Silver. Well, aren't you adorable? Just echoes through your mind. Is this really what you've come to do? Do you have any idea what you're interrupting?
Can I talk back, or?
You don't know.
Oh. I'd like to try and think, well, I knew you were up to something, but I didn't know what it was.
Well, then you still don't. Thank you. So, Percy.
I'd like to run forward and punch the wolf, please, because I can punch ghosts, so I should be able to punch it.
Sure. Run forward and punch it.
Cool. I'm going to spend a key point and hit with 4 because it is freaking terrifying.
Uh-huh.
Okay, these are good. That is 28, 24, a 26, and a 27.
Yeah, you as you run forward, you notice as you run forward towards it, Percy, that it's not aiming for the others. As you run towards it, it starts to zone in on you completely.
Was it already doing that before I charged in?
Yes.
That's nice.
Hey,
that is,
you were the one it was summoned against.
yeah, that's only fair that I did the punching. I'm going to remember to add
Please do.
my damage
Do
this
it.
time.
Absolutely.
So that was 4, so that's 8d6 plus 20. So that's a 6, and a 6 is a 12, add a 2 is a 14, that's 3 dice. Then a 5 as 19, add a 4 is 23, add a 2 is 25, that's 6 dice. And then that's 2 5s, so 36 is all 8 dice, and then add 20, 56 points damage.
Yeah, you viciously punch, and you are clearly passing through it. It's not really there, but you can see that you're tearing wisps of it away as you do, and you are clearly damaging it. But it's very strange. It's almost like it isn't really there. There's no yelps of pain, no response at all. And as you run up to it and punch it, and as you start passing through it, it is going to basically leap on top of you, and it surrounds you now. You're enveloped in it, striking
That's
out,
nice.
tearing parts of it away.
Do I get this sense that it can't be stunned? It's fine if you can't give me that, but is there any, it's not.
It could be stunned if you wanted to. I don't see any reason why it couldn't be stunned.
I'll try 1, I think. Roll 1 con save.
Yep. That is a... What is that? That is a 15.
That is my DC.
Okay.
Boo.
It is sort
Okay.
of on you and around you and through you, and it feels very strange, but it's not its turn yet.
That feels quite unpleasant, I
It
imagine.
does. Is that the end of your turn?
That was...
It wouldn't have taken all your movement to get up here.
But don't I get an opportunity attack if I get out?
Sorry, if it moved away from you.
Sorry, if I move away from... I have used my action, my bonus action. If I move away from it, won't it eat me?
It would have an opportunity attack, yes.
Does the mobile feat affect that? I can't remember.
Interesting. I
You
can't
think
remember.
I'd
I thought it,
know
I thought it
Engage
stops you
things to do with
from... I'm maybe misremembering, but...
No, When I make a melee attack against a creature, I don't provoke opportunity attacks from that creature the rest of the turn. Yes, George, I would like to back on up again, please. Thank you.
You can't.
Oh no!
I see.
I see what you did there, Chris.
As you move in, as you try and turn around to make your way out, you can't see anything.
In a just the lights have gone out. There's all kind of way.
Your dark
or...
vision doesn't function. You cannot see where you're going, and as you try and move, you don't know if you're moving out of this thing into this thing. You have no idea. It is surrounding you entirely. From the outside, you've seen it basically run up and pounce on Percy as Percy ran in swinging wildly, and you can see the punches. You can see the gauntlets inside this thing, sort of tearing bits of it away, shadow stuff wafting away into the air. But it's just surrounding Percy, and Percy seems sort of flailing a little, not quite sure where to go or what to do.
This is fine.
It is now its turn.
Oh no! How many hit
Yes.
points do I have?
Doesn't do damage.
That's worse.
That's worse.
You can see this creature surrounding and enveloping Percy. It doesn't even look like a wolf anymore. There's some lupine elements to it occasionally, as sort of like a tearing mouth sort of comes out of it, but it also makes no sound. None at all. You see it move, and it moves fast. It was already running up very, very fast. Percy is suddenly dragged about 50 feet down the corridor, just dragged away. Percy, from your perspective, you haven't moved.
So Rebecca knows. Is that back towards the... Oh dear. Okay, this is fine.
But yes, it suddenly just wafts back down the corridor, and Percy is, from your perspectives, mostly dragged away into the darkness.
was going to say, I really hope Ash doesn't now do anything stupid, but I kind of really does, because I don't want to die.
And there is, as it goes, complete silence, and then just this faint, airy as it pulls away into the darkness. Aldrin has dark vision. You can see through your duplicate. Is that correct?
It doesn't say anything to that effect.
You can't. You can't see through it. Then
I can cast spells through it.
Then you can't see through it. That's fine.
Yeah.
Percy has vanished into the darkness of this tunnel. Ashra, you can't see in the dark. Percy has vanished into the darkness. Trix, you have 60-foot dark vision. You can just about see where this cloud is on the edge of your vision. It's been dragging Percy away. Silver, you also can because dark vision. And I'm assuming that you're all basically standing in a line because close enough. But yes, that is the visual aesthetic that you get. From three of your perspectives, your friend is just dragged off into the darkness by a wolf cloud. For the two of you, you can just about see it still on the very edge of your vision. Lovely. Aldrin.
Can I say to Aldrin, can you light them up?
Sure.
Fire.
Aldrin will...
Yes.
Yeah, you still turn... You saying it to me or the duplicate?
Whichever's closest, I think.
We're staying there while Aldrin stepped back. I mean, it's almost
I will
like
say it to the duplicate.
almost like that lovely mislead thing where the figure's still there, but someone just stepped back and went nope, and just walked backward out of themselves.
I think I'm still invisible at this point as well. So it's just yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
So, do I have space to move past people?
Yeah, of course you do. I'm not going to be too impinging without minis. I mean, we've got minis, sorry, without a map, and I don't like DMing with a map. Of course you can.
I will move. It's very much the hot gates and the Spartans. I'll move as far forward as I can.
In which case, 30 feet, you can run past where everyone and your duplicate is and be 15 feet ahead of them, which means you are, maths, roughly 30 to 35 feet away from the creature.
And I believe this will probably be an action, but correct me if I'm wrong. I want to take one of my continual flame stones out of my bag and just throw it as far as I can.
Absolutely. You throw it down the corridor. Can you make me a... Are you trying to hit the creature? Are you trying to pass through the crowd? Are you trying to light it up?
Trying to get light it up, basically. Yeah, just light up the area.
In which case, I won't make you make a roll for it. You throw... 30 feet's fine for you to throw, I'm fine with that. A ball bearing with a continual flame, and you can now see light glowing around this part of the corridor. It's not even a corridor, it's between this tunnel. It's about, it's a good 30, 40 foot wide. It's quite a wide one. But as you throw it down and it bounces around, this cloud suddenly gets quite lit up, and you can see how far Percy has been dragged so quickly. And Percy's feet didn't even seem to touch the floor as it went. It was so quick. And Percy, you have not noticed any movement at all. From your perspective, you're exactly where you were, just confused.
Yeah.
In that light, you get a very faint look, just because you're such a long way away. You get a very faint look of someone just going and stepping back into darkness.
Huh. How far away from me now be they?
The light source is 30 feet. The cloud is about 35 feet. The figure that you briefly saw beyond there is about 50. You've used your action to throw.
Yeah, that's just too far for Sanctuary then, because that's a 30-foot range. In which case, I'll use my bonus action to move my duplicate the full 30 feet.
So your duplicate is now 15 feet ahead of you, so you're playing hopscotch with your duplicate. Fine. That's no problem. Lovely. Silver.
Just kind of whispering probably. Oh.
I thought I was also 10.
Oh, you're both 10. Who's got the higher dex?
Sorry, I thought Aldrin was 10.
No, mine was 9.
Yeah.
Well then it's... Oh, actually, I've got you down as 8. That's fine.
The oldest still makes sense. Yeah.
Ash then. Sorry. My bad.
Ash will not thank Aldrin, but thank you, David. That's useful. between the
Ash will not be polite, but George will.
Yeah, Ash is focusing on the what's present at hand, but thank you. Between the light and the glowing gauntlets, is it enough to see Persephone?
You can see the cloud, and you can just about make out Persephone inside.
Could I target Persephone with a creature you can see within range spell?
Yes.
Okay, I'll move forward to maximize my chances of staying in range of both of them.
That's fine.
This will drop invisibility, but can I ready an action to cast Banishment on Persephone after her turn?
Absolutely, if that's what you want to do.
Can't move what's not there. But also take a turn. Cool. So I'm no longer invisible because I'm concentrating on holding a ready spell.
That is fine. You appear next to Aldrin's duplicate.
Yeah.
Concentrating.
In that case, we'll give an affirmative nod to the duplicate. Yeah.
You've now seen there are two Aldrins. You're like, whatever. Like, I don't know which one. It doesn't really matter. Cool. Now it's Silver. My bad.
Cool. How far are they away from where I am at the moment?
50 feet.
50 feet. I would like to... Honestly, all I'm probably going to do is mumble probably to nothing. Just, LaRouche, don't do this. LaRouche, don't do this, please. Come on, be cool. As I make my way down and try and get ready to wrench Persephone out of the maw.
Now, you can dash as a bonus action, so you could get to Persephone if you wanted to.
I would like to do that.
Cool. You make your way very quickly down the corridor past the others, and you can reach the strange cloud with Persephone in it. What do you do?
I would like to try and reach out for, like, an arm or something.
You would have to pass into the cloud to do that.
Right. I would like to pass into the cloud and attempt to get her.
Sure. You pass into the cloud and attempt to reach Persephone. Roll me a athletics or acrobatics. No, you're making a grapple on Persephone. So athletics, please.
Athletics. Oh no, I'm shit at that. Well, I rolled a 2 and I have -1.
You manage to find Persephone and hold Persephone's arm, and do you try and say anything?
I try and say, we're going to get you out of here.
Persephone, out of nowhere, Silver's arm grabs you, and you can hear Silver's voice saying, "Don't worry, we'll get you out of here." You can't see Silver at all. Everything's dark. Silver, you reach out and grab Persephone's arm, and suddenly you can see nothing at all, which is very unnerving for you. Yeah.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Trix.
I'm going to use my action to dash
Fine.
60 feet.
Yes.
I'm going to stand on the other side of the cloud, and I'm going to wait for it to leave my range.
So you run past it. You basically sort of round on it so it can't go past you, so you can grab hold of things.
Well, I can either attack it or I can grapple somebody as it
Yes.
moves.
That's fine. Okay.
Technically, it's been an entire round since I raged and nothing has hit me, and I haven't hit anything.
Yeah. Your race drops. I'm sorry. Right.
No, don't do that, Chris. No.
Trix, you've run around the cloud. From behind you,
Yep.
you hear a voice very quietly say, "Stop them from coming any further. Make me a wisdom saving throw."
Oh, my best. That's actually not bad. It's 16.
Not high enough. You are compelled to not let anyone go any further.
Go any further than where?
Where you are.
I don't understand.
You are compelled,
As in, like, I tricks don't understand what they mean, so therefore...
No, that doesn't work. You know that as well as I do. You cannot let anyone go past you.
I don't
Does
understand.
that include Persephone? She's fine now?
Yeah. That includes
Great!
Persephone.
That's fine. I'll take that.
You cannot let anyone run past you, move past you. You cannot let anyone... You have been charmed into not letting anyone move past you down this corridor.
Chris, I'm based on an elf.
Oh.
Montage.
You have advantage.
It's not better.
Still, good catch. Thank you. Yes, you are still charmed by this. No one can go past you.
I turn round. Because if they can't go past me, then they can't go past me either.
No, this is... A charm effect is not... It's not a suggestion. It's not based on wording.
No, they didn't say that.
It's not based on wording.
They've only passed on what they said.
that you are now charmed by, LaRouche, who you now see as an ally and a trusted friend. That is charm effect. You have been asked to hold this corridor and let no one past.
Fine.
You're still free to speak.
Yeah, of course. Right. Persephone, on your turn. You are still inside this thing. You can't see anything. You can feel Silver's arm on yours, and you don't know what that means, but you haven't moved as far as you're aware, so you're just still in the middle of this cloud that you think is probably attacking you, but you've not taken any damage.
Can I get out? I couldn't move before. Can I try and break out of the cloud?
Sure. How are you going to try and break out of the cloud?
I don't know. I have oven mitts. Can I try and burn?
You can always punch.
Yeah, I think I will punch.
Another t-shirt right there.
No, I don't want to say you're a monk you can always punch, but if you
No,
wanted
but I think
to,
I was getting there.
If you try and walk or move, you're not going to go anywhere. If you try and, there are other things you could try and do, and I'm willing to hear suggestions of how you would like to try and achieve it. But if you just want to punch your way out, that is valid.
So I think, let me just have a super quick look at the other things I can do, just in case there's something I've magically forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
Step in the wind probably wouldn't do anything if I can't move, right?
You don't know.
Not
You're
press space,
welcome
I can see,
you're welcome to
yeah.
punch the cloud. You're always welcome to punch the cloud.
I'm going to punch the cloud with the motivation of trying to burn a hole through rather than
Sure.
so trying and rip a hole
It
to
hasn't
get
got a
out
lot of hit
of.
points left. You decimated it in the first hit.
Oh, okay, that's 17 and 18 on the dice, so a
Yeah,
26 and 27.
Just roll me those two for now, because you might want to keep your bonus action.
That's a 9 for 2 of the d6, and then another 9, so 18, and that was only 2 punches, so 28 points of damage.
Yeah, you punch the cloud around you, and it sort of, and you can see inside this that the cloud is dissipating, and fine, there's almost like a sort of Kamehameha style, like up punch, and the whole cloud sort of whisks out. And Percy, you can now see, you're 50 feet further up the corridor than you used to be. Silver, you can now see, and just, whoa, that was a weird moment, and that could have been so much worse. Yeah, Percy, looking around you, Trix is sort of standing facing you. Otherwise, the corridor up ahead is slightly lit by some pieces, but generally speaking, you can't see. The chanting is obviously stopped.
I would recommend not going up the corridor. There's someone who doesn't want us to go up there.
Okay, I was going to run away, but with that, I will shadow step past Trix 60 feet up
Can't do anything
the
about
corridor as a bonus
You
action.
can't, that's true. There's no way you can
Completely
stop it.
irrelevant to me.
Yeah.
It might have been a really stupid move, and I think Percy desperately wants to run away, but
You shadow step 60 feet up the corridor into pure darkness now, and you realize that there were some dim lights down here, but the corridor up ahead of you now is pitch black.
does it look sort of like my darkness?
Maybe.
Interesting.
As you shadow step into it, you can't see again.
Oh, for goodness sake. I have some movement. Can I back up until I can see something?
You shadow step 60 feet. You can go 60 feet around because of mobile, right?
Yeah.
You are welcomed, and you can run back past Trix again. Yeah?
Sorry to wrangle, did the darkness start immediately past Trix, or is there a space of I can
20
see
feet.
things?
There's about 20 feet of darkness which you can see through, but then there is this inky black wall almost.
I'm gonna roll for how completely. Okay, that was a nat 20. What a waste of a nat 20. I'm gonna say that was a wisdom. So
That was a wisdom.
that was a wisdom. So I think Percy is going to run 60 feet back again and find her party.
Fine, you can.
I stink.
No problem at all.
I may regret that, but I think possibly having just been eaten by a shadow hound and then running into pitch darkness full of a whole bunch of people who want to kill me, maybe I won't do that right now.
I did say.
Yeah, you made a good point. Can I just call out to the people, someone's cast darkness, you can't see a thing up there.
We're out of initiative, everybody. George, if you don't want to use the
Yeah,
banishment
I'll
spell,
lose the banishment spell.
yeah, you'll lose the spell slot because you won't cast it. But you don't.
There's no point casting it on Persephone now. There's no other valid targets.
That's fine. Yeah, you're all in the corridor. Trix, after a moment, you realize you were charmed.
I hate vampires.
You're right.
Hey. No, wait, I get it. No. I knew it was bad, but I didn't know it was this bad. I'm so sorry.
I mean, I'm getting a feeling we aren't going to suddenly charge 30 tanked up people through a pool of terrifying darkness right now, or we could.
Percy, looking past where Trix was, the thick darkness has now faded. It's just normally dark now. You can see through it.
Taking a knock, but if you're all right, we can press on further.
Happy to investigate.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe
Yeah,
let's
it
stay
didn't
together this time.
hurt.
As you all move forward down the corridor, this sort of sewer tunnel, you eventually arrive in the space I described earlier that Percy was in. There's no one there.
Are all the dead bodies still there?
There's no dead bodies there either. There is simply nothing there.
That is not how it looked a minute ago.
And
That
that's
is not.
where we're going to pick up next time. With mysteries, wheels within wheels. Always how it goes with vampires. Thank you very much, everybody. We'll pick up there next time. Maybe we can start to unravel what you have started to pick away at, slowly but surely. If you enjoyed tonight, we're playing every Monday from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. GMT. That's 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pacific time. This is Gloom Falls on Baldur's Gate, and we'll be here for the remaining 10 weeks of the campaign. We also have a new show on Tuesdays called Andor, which started last week, which is DM'd by Bredo. Do check that out as well. That's at 7 p.m. GMT, 11 a.m. PT. Lovely. Don't forget to watch all of our streams at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg. Catch them on YouTube. There's a YouTube link in chat right now, or join them in podcast form on your podcasting device of choice. Massive thank you again to our D20 Club on Patreon. Thank you so much for all of your support and for all of your chat and for all of the engagement. We thoroughly appreciate everything that you do. Massive thank you again to our sponsors, Hero Forge, Ultra Pro and Elderwood Academy. There's probably some time to go into chat to get the Ultra Pro potential giveaway for the random draw, or potentially in chat the Elderwood thing for Emma might be being made right now, or it may have completed because it's up to the mods and not up to me. So
I hope it's pink.
maybe it's pink. I'll ask the mods to keep it pink. That might be a thing, but yes, good.
I do not mind if you've made something that's not pink.
There we go. Thank you very much. And a massive thank you to our supporters, D&D Beyond, our champions of the Forgotten Realms, Warriors of Waterdeep, and Level Up Dice. Join us on social media. We're Roll Together RPG everywhere. And otherwise, that's it, I think. Thank you, everybody. See you all soon. Bye.